2, 1.
Welcome to the home of the Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. Here we talk about real-world issues in hopes to come to a solution. We are a solution-based podcast. We are your hosts, the Lurker and Godmomma. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're new here. We'll start the show shortly. The Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. The Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. The Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast.
We welcome back to the house or the home of the Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. We are your host. I am the Lurker, and we have Godmomma. Ooh,
That's right.
She
I
got
hope y'all are ready today.
should have harmonized the rise. Anyways, yes.
Right.
Oh,
Because
they
this
need
train
ready?
ride, they need to get ready.
Oh,
Because this train ride is going to be international today.
Ooh.
Okay. Happy President's
passports.
Day.
Yes, happy
We may
President's
be
Day.
we may be illegal immigrants today, y'all. It's okay if you don't have your passport. Just get in and hide when they check. But
Okay.
it's okay. We got you. We got you.
Okay. I guess our notifications are going out now, Godmomma. Ooh,
Yes.
wee.
I noticed at the 26 second mark, it popped up on my phone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look
Hey,
at
good morning,
y'all.
Will.
What's up, Will Intensive Will? I am. We got Coco in the bowling. Hey, Coco. Hey, Mama.
Coco.
Nikki Crowns. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. She was roughing it with us. Y'all all were roughing it with us Saturday night, weren't y'all? She kept throwing tomatoes in the chat because we kept getting shut down. Okay. We were getting shut down.
It was
Ooh,
awful.
yes,
But it was
come
fun.
through. Okay. It was fun. I had fun Saturday. I got, I get frustrated sometimes. So I feel
Hey,
like
C.
I needed to
Wilson.
express that. What's up, C. Wilson?
Yes.
Yes, come through notifications and algorithms. Amen. Yes.
Look at that.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
We
So
love
today, even though it's President's Day and, all respect to the president, we've kind of given y'all a lot of the president. We've given y'all a lot of Trump. We've given a lot of Elon and Doge and committees. And today we're kind of going to step out a little bit. We found some interesting news about robbing eggs. Then we found a soapboxy prison system that could possibly house American prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found some beautiful youth that are giving back to their community.
Okay. Okay.
And it
we
has to do with kind of what we talked about, where they're cutting expenses, giving expenses, Department of Education, the prison system. And we're seeing where our bucks are going.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Yes, yes, and yes. Yeah, so we're going on a little field trip today, family. Y'all get comfortable, buckle up, bring your neck pillows, get your little snacks. Okay. Now let's go. Oh, Nikki, bless you. Lay it. Well, get comfortable. Put your legs up. We'll give you first class. Okay. We'll let you sit up here with the pilots. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Our first stop is going to be in Georgia. It's a country, I think over there by like Ukraine and Russia and those areas, I think. Um, Child, what they doing over there? Y'all, I don't even really know what to say. Let's listen to the video. Okay, we've heard about all the testing on animals. We've heard about them using human fetuses and all kinds of other stuff. Let's see what's going on over here in Georgia. Okay, let's see.
Women were kept as slaves on a human egg farm in the country of Georgia, where they were fed hormones and treated like cattle. Their horrifying ordeal has been revealed by 3 Thai women who were freed from the clutches of the egg mafia on January 30th after being exploited for half a year. They were held captive on a human farm by a criminal organization led by Chinese criminals who sold their eggs on the black market. They were lured in by a job offer off Facebook, promising them $17,000 to work as surrogates for Georgian couples who could not have children. Once they arrived, they realized it was just a front. They were pumped with hormones and forced to have eggs removed once a month. It is not known how many women are still being held on the human farm. Investigations are ongoing. Around 100.
I remember that is wild. Because I remember on Facebook there were ads going around seeking for surrogate mothers and how you could get paid. What? Y'all.
It's near the
What?
Caucasus Mountains, she says. Yeah, I saw it was over there by Turkey and I think Afghanistan or something. It's over there.
Oh
Yo,
no.
is Facebook going to be held reliable or held accountable for this?
I mean,
That's
they
like some
what
form of trafficking, isn't it? That's got
hell?
to be human trafficking.
That's gotta be human trafficking. And you're just wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're not glossing over the egg mafia. Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
Because
Mm-mm.
I've seen down on the deep when I used to be a real internet sleuth. I remember years ago, and I'm talking like 2008, years
Mm-hmm.
ago. Okay, when I was really getting into some internet dark, scary places. I don't know if it was the black web, but it was pretty dark and gory.
Mm-hmm.
And they had done like a private recording of these guys that were trying to buy women for that reason. They were two, well, one guy was white with like silver hair, and the other guy, I don't recall, but they were older, and they were like picking up prostitutes at that time. And they're like, "Hey, we want to take you back, and we'll we just want you guys once a month whenever you're doing your egg release, and we just want your eggs, and we'll pay you really good." And the
Mm.
girls, I don't know whatever came of that story. I haven't seen that video since. It was pretty hardcore, bro. So unfortunately, I'm not desensitized, but I'm not shocked because,
Right.
and I seen this stuff, like I said, back in 2008, 2009.
And
That,
even in Hollywood, they use that to desensitize us. Because how many people in the chat can just think of a movie off the top of their head where this type of scenario is the
mm,
real thing, is the plot of the movie or TV show of some
mhm.
sort, you
What's
know?
that one that Canoon put us on where they, with
Oh,
Channing Tatum,
mm,
took them to the island and was doing all
what?
kinds of crazy stuff to them? Child, please.
Yes, I forget what it was.
Hmm. That was a good movie. Though that was a good. I like psychological thrillers. I really do because it ended wonderfully. Nikki says she's seen those ads too. Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Yay, I'm not okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I be feeling like I go through a Mandela effect. Like I
Mm-hmm.
remember things and other people don't.
Mm-hmm.
But good. Because I do. I remember that and I remember thinking, that is so weird. Like, why? But I don't remember it saying where it was for specifically in the ad. I just remember at one point in time, a lot of ads on Facebook were for getting paid for your eggs or getting paid um, to to carry babies for couples who can't have babies. Like it was kind of like when that whole wave of stay at home mom hit, the whole wave of women working from home hit. Like, did you know that you don't have to go work a 9 to 5? Did you know that you could just sell your eggs and get paid X amount of dollars? And you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like one of those things
Yeah.
around that time frame.
Wow. And again, should Facebook be held liable for that? For being the middleman of the trafficking ring?
Because I would be held liable for being the middleman of the weed trafficking ring.
You
Okay.
sure would. You sure would. And see, Wilson, I had that thought too. There's a reason why they're not having children. I'm thinking, why? But see, that was just the cover up. They were saying, hey, come over here and be a surrogate. No, baby,
Mm-hmm.
we're about to lock you up and put you on hormones and just take your eggs. So if they were locking them up and giving a true surrogacy, yeah, but where they said the eggs were being sold on the black market, so it wasn't even really going to the Georgia residents. I don't know, but that's something we'll have, like Coco said, need some more research on that one.
Right, because we last week we were listening to hearings where they were spending X amount of dollars in Chinese labs. Can I get an amen in the chat? Hey
Okay.
Kylie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey,
How we were how remember because one of them was a Chinese lab was mixing aborted fetuses
that's right.
with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Hey
For testing.
observing.
For
Yeah.
testing. What's up, stuff? Hey, Kai, babies. Y'all come
Y'all,
on.
these tinfoil hats be cute. I'm telling you, they cute. One day everybody will be proud of their hat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We will no longer have to wear them in the dark. And speaking of
It
tinfoil
was Blink
hats,
Twice. It was the movie. Thank you. Yes, Blink
I'm
Twice.
sorry, I know we're in Georgia, but I'm about to hop to the States real quick. I know y'all seen where JRFK Jr. said, you gonna take them vaccines because you said no. Okay.
RFK said, "Y'all, you want the vaccine so bad, then you take all 76 right now."
Right now.
Okay, let's see. Let's stand by it. Okay, stand on it. Yeah, I like the things that make us think. Yes, selling eggs is diabolical, bro.
It is.
And egg retrieval is not comfortable. That's not a comfortable procedure, y'all. I mean, not that I've done it, but I know somebody that has, and it takes a little bit for your body to. It hurts. It's painful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where we were. Kylie said, "Catch her up." We just watched a short clip, and hell, we'll run it one more time because it ain't nothing but a hot second. Here we go, Kai Kai. This is what we just watched, Mama.
100 women were kept as slaves on a human egg farm in the country of Georgia, where they were fed hormones and treated like cattle. Their horrifying ordeal has been revealed by three Thai women who were freed from the clutches of the egg mafia on January 30th after being exploited for half a year. They were held captive on a human farm by a criminal organization led by Chinese criminals who sold their eggs on the black market. They were lured in by a job offer off Facebook, promising them $17,000 to work as surrogates for Georgian couples who could not have children. Once they arrived, they realized it was just a front. They were pumped with hormones and forced to have eggs removed once a month. It is not known how many women are still being held on the human farm. Investigations are ongoing. Around 100 women.
Investigations are ongoing. This is
Ongoing.
interesting. And I guarantee you some of that wasteful money we were spending probably had some in it. Okay. Because, like C. Wilson said in the chat, the evil spirits, there's no surprise. It's no surprise that they're over there by them caves doing all of this weirdo research on people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh, Nikki, this
Happy.
came from what I went and found. I haven't Googled all the way because I just popped up. Well, it didn't just pop up, but when I started the show, um, it came from New York Post, fam. The original, the first time I saw it come out, and I've got it right here. I'm about to slap it down in the chat for you. This link here, mama. So I didn't do super dark. I haven't researched everything. Everything we're showing today, I haven't really resourced right away. But here is a this isn't from New York Post, but here is a article about it. And if you just Google it, quite a few re-utters comes up. It's the Thailand probing human egg trafficking ring. Again, they said these women were just released January 30th, so this hasn't even been a
Hmm.
month.
Happy birthday to me. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's your birthday. So it hasn't even been a month that this has come out. So I'm never mad at a source, baby. Come on with it. Yeah, we need more than this, and we will, y'all. This is just a little rising docket, okay? Thank y'all. Look it, we got it. Yeah, y'all go ahead and Nikki, you got yourself a ranch, so you drop any link you feel you need to, baby. Yeah, well, come on. I know that's a rough one, but that's what's going on. We got women out here being trafficked through Facebook. And don't even get me started on what's that other app? Telegram or something?
Mm,
Oh, I heard
hmm.
Telegram be doing the most.
That's where Mr. Bishop went to.
Mm,
Telegram.
yeah, Bishop was on Telegram recruiting over there. Not a
Yes,
credible
Will.
source. Okay, that's just the first one. Okay, go ahead and look it up.
But I do remember this wasn't the first time I've seen this because you know my rabbit hole ass be everywhere. But like Lurker said, this is it's still fresh, so you gotta you're gonna have to give it time. Like when the children were being pulled out of the tunnels and all that back in the day, things like this you gonna have to give some time, um, because this that's some pretty deep dark things. Facebook was used to traffic, so I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg is doing his very best to kind of get this situated before it really hits
Mm-hmm.
mainstream and you know uh,
Mm-hmm.
but notice things like this always happen when Trump gets in office, and I'm not saying this is because Trump's in office. Woo-hoo. But if you remember the last time he was in office, a lot of these trafficking rings started coming to light. They were getting busted in certain ways, and then we never really
Pizzagate.
heard too much about it.
Mm-hmm. Pizzagate was, y'all remember that? Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And then pulling the children out of the New York tunnels, and it was a lot going on, and then it kind of just dwindled down. So it did seem like a lot of tinfoil hat situation. You know what I'm saying? Media playing with your mind, which
Mm-hmm.
we see a lot of on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Even now with the immigration issue, the United States themselves are having a hard time. There was like 32,000 lost kids or something. Like, what do you mean lost
Hmm.
kids? What the fuck do you mean lost kids, bro?
How do you lose a child?
That many? Like, okay, maybe 3 out of 500,000. That makes sense, right? Like, yeah, kids are fast. But y'all missing all these kids, thousands of kids. Hmm. Okay. But and then you guys need egg retrieval. It's such a weird world we're
It
in.
is. It is.
Golly, babies are missing. Mothers are being turned into egg donors and stuff. What is going on?
I have
At
no
what
idea.
cost are we willing to let these trials and tribulations continue? Okay.
Mm, mm, mm.
But we
Well, I
should.
mean, El Salvador's got a solution to the problem, right? Their prison system has a solution to this evil world and the people in it. They feel
Mm,
uh, for
mm.
them. Put them to work.
Listen, El Salvador got it going on over there with their criminals. Okay. They got it going on so well, they're willing to take immigrants to put them in
Hmm.
prison. Okay.
Hmm.
El Salvador said, we got room.
We have plenty of room,
We
and
got a
our
plan.
reform is
Mm,
amazing. America, get your notebook out and take notes because El
child.
Salvador's prison system, top tier. And the soapboxy its situation is whether or not their prison system is slave labor or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I hope y'all get are getting comfy because we're about to leave Georgia and
Okay.
head to El Salvador.
Oh, let's get warm.
Okay.
Let's get
And
warm.
please stay inside the train. Okay.
Okay.
Some of them may be cute, ladies, but remember, stay inside the train.
This ain't our country.
This
Mm-mm.
is not our country. Some of us are here illegally. Hello. Stay inside the train. Okay.
Oh my God. Let's see. So if you want to break the law and El Salvador and America, United States, come up with this agreement, you might you might
This
not be
might be
going
your
to America.
future.
Yeah, you might not be going to an American prison, baby. You might be getting shipped off. Okay. And this
Mm,
isn't the El Salvador, the gang prison, y'all. Okay. With the most
no.
notorious, the gang members over there. This a little different one. Let's see what this one talk about.
In this video, we become future engineers, construction workers, carpenters, farmers. These prisoners are quite literally helping to build a better El Salvador. This is all because of President Nayib Bukele's plan called Plan Cero Ocio, which translates to Plan of No Leisure, where prisoners are typically locked away inside of a prison cell serving their time. The prisoners here in El Salvador are working 24/7 to help build a better El Salvador. El Salvador has gone through a drastic change over the past few years from being the most dangerous country in the world to now the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. And why we'll be starting off this video going inside of this prison here, and then we'll be going to another prison where nobody has ever actually gone into before. I will be the first person to ever receive access to go to where we're going today. Make sure you guys give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. We're on a mission to get to 500,000 subscribers as of right now. And now let's go inside of the prison. Here we go. Let's do
Y'all
this.
go over there and subscribe to Nick. Okay. Go, ain't that his name? Nick, Mr. Nick. Go over there and subscribe to Mr. Nick. Hmm.
Prisons we'll be going inside for this video. Throughout the video, the intensity and the production of the prisons will increase as there are phases to the prison systems here, and be ready for some things you would never expect to see inside of a prison. Now it was time to go meet the warden who will be guiding us throughout the first prison, La Esperanza. And what's it like in here?
Aquí el día a día es trabajo en los diferentes talleres que tenemos dentro del centro penal y aprendizaje, o sea, aprender cosas nuevas, cosas que les permitan cuando salgan en libertad poderse desempeñar afuera.
And what's the difference between the prisoners here inside of this prison versus the prisoners that are inside SECAC?
La diferencia es que los que tenemos aquí son internos comunes o han sido colaboradores de forma obligada por las pandillas. No tenemos pandilleros activos aquí. Todos los pandilleros activos fueron sacados de este centro penal y llevados al SECOT.
If you do not know what SECOT is, it is a
So
maximum security
basically,
prison
what
here
he
in El
just
Salvador.
said
One of the
was,
most dangerous
can you
gangsters.
pause it, friend, for my friends who may not be able to read the screen to translate?
I got you.
Basically, what he said was in the prison system, Surcot, which is what everybody knows as the gang, what El Salvador is known from. That prison system that they're showing you now is completely different. The prison system those people are in is designed for them to learn how to work, learn how to rehabilitate themselves, so when they come outside, they can become a better citizen for El Salvador. Surcot is totally different. That is strictly for gang members. And
Mm.
and the prison that we're looking at, they've distinguished the difference between someone who had to work for a gang member versus a actual gang member, because there's a lot of people who don't necessarily want to be a gang member, but they have no choice. It's get your ass whooped, killed, or be a part of this gang. They have no choice. So instead of throwing them in with the hardcore gang, they give them a second option. That's basically what the dude was saying. This prison system is designed to give low-level criminals a better view at how life could be.
Rehabilitation.
Amen.
Okay. All right.
Isn't that what our prison system is supposed to be? Rehabilitation?
Girl, hell no. It's Department of Corrections. Ain't no Department of Rehabilitation. Shit.
Oh. Y'all hit the like, please.
Go to live the rest of their lives without ever seeing the light of sun again. However, in this prison, it is completely different. And so what kind of crimes would someone have to commit to be inside of one of these prisons?
Aquí tenemos todo tipo de delitos, pero los más comunes son violaciones, robos, estafas. Ese tipo de delitos es lo más común acá.
And how long can somebody be in one of these prisons for? ¿Por cuánto tiempo es el máximo tiempo que uno puede estar aquí?
Hay internos que están condenados para más de 100 años.
Everybody you're seeing inside this video that are not police officers or have a camera inside their hand are all prisoners that are then being put to work. Plan cero ocio literally means plan of no leisure. These prisoners are being put to work 24/7. If they're not eating or sleeping, they're either studying or working here inside El Salvador. So they're prisoners. Ellos son...
Sí, ellos son privados de libertad también, que saben sobre construcción y ahorita están reparando lo que es el piso del parqueo.
And how many people are here inside this prison?
27,800 personas privadas de libertad dentro de estos recintos.
And because these prisoners are always occupied, we entered into the first classroom where they were learning about medical procedures. We have one classroom right here, and then right next door, there's another classroom as well. And these guys are also learning. And so there's literally no leisure inside of the prison.
No tenemos socio. Todo el mundo debe estar ocupado en alguna actividad.
And what's the youngest person and what's the oldest person inside of the jail here?
Tenemos desde los 18 años hasta los 59 años.
Who's the professors? ¿Quién son los profesores?
Son los mismos internos, pero son internos que son médicos o tienen formación relacionada.
Even the teachers that are teaching these classes are also prisoners that were once somehow educated enough inside of the field that they're currently teaching in to teach an entire classroom. So this prison is becoming completely autosufficient in how they teach, how they...
Were they saying that the rapists were in here? Because I thought he was talking about the other prison, that the rapists, and they got sometimes 100+ year sentences. So
I think we all have gotten lost in translation, because somebody in the comments of the actual video was saying what he said didn't even translate into rapist. So I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to do some actual factual digging. I don't speak Spanish, so I can't tell you what the man said. I have to go based on what they translated it to say. And someone in the comments stated, what he said didn't even translate to rapist. Now,
okay.
So
yeah, it was what type of criminals are inside this prison. Okay, so he okay. I had to go back.
And see, and when I read Nikki's comment, what went through my mind?
They went from this one to
back to the
see, it says rapes, robbers, and scams, but the most common are rape, scam. Oh, so he is talking about the new prison. Okay.
And the thing that popped in my head was culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just shows you culturally how some people view rapists. They view rapists as low-level criminals. Which is disgusting, but hey, I don't live in El Salvador. That's why I told y'all to stay y'all ass in the train.
Well, he also said that some of them have 100-year+ sentences. So is that the rapists? So they're never getting out of prison?
Probably.
And they're just here to work for free for the rest of their life? Because he said some
basically,
of them are here for 100 years.
Because as the video goes on, he starts to interview some of the prisoners, and he asked them, "What are you in here for?" And one of them said sexual violence. And he said, "When are you getting out?" He said, "I'm not."
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they're basically just working for free. That's why I said this is a soapboxy prison system. Because people feel like this is human slave labor.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Nikki, she's kind of on her soapbox because they're calling rapists low-level criminals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that, this little prison system has people on its little
we're about to get into this, because let me say this before we do continue right here. This is where America might be sending some criminals.
Mm-hmm.
We might be sending El Salvador a free laborer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I feel about that. I told Godmomma earlier that I'm okay with the immigrants that we're deporting, like the violent immigrants that we're deporting, and their countries don't want them back because of how violent they are. Send them to El Salvador. I'm okay with that. Sending our own American-born criminals over there? No, I think, why would we send free labor over there No, if anything, we could take notes. Like Godmama said earlier, America could probably take some notes on some of this. I don't know. Let's carry on. Let's carry on, man. Hold on. The rape victims face much higher social consequences in combination with the being raped. It's a low level crime. Is mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Godmama said this could be a culture thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know yet, Nikki. We haven't come to an agreement. As last I checked, there hasn't been an agreement made. So as far as what prisoners or criminals,
we're not sure.
I'm not sure.
Mm-mm.
Trump did say
it's
it
just
would
kind
be
of
some
being
of these
tossed in the air.
illegals. Yeah, it's just up in the air. You know, Trump be talking sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's
For
just an
sure,
idea.
it would for sure, it will probably definitely be illegal immigrants that their country does not want them. For sure, you can probably take that check to the bank. Now, our own, I think he's gonna have a bigger fight, but I don't feel like business wise, and I'm not even saying humane wise, okay, ethic wise. Business wise, I don't feel like Trump would, like Lurker just said, send his free labor across seas. Hell no. Let me get my notebook out. Let me go sit with the president, whatever his name is, and see how the hell and what the hell he did. Because these motherfuckers is over here making videos with boxes of motherfucking hamburger and helper and zoom zooms and wham whams all in the floor, making social media videos and shit. And
Doing
my tax
OnlyFans.
doing, you know what I'm saying?
We got
Like, no,
prisoners
no,
doing
no, no.
OnlyFans, bro. Mm-mm.
So, that's why I'm kind of listening. I'm kind of listening. President Bukele,
Kill?
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, C. Wilson. Thank you for keeping us honest up here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, the point was justifying why the reasons dangerous illegals need to be deported. Mm-hmm. That's right. Child, all right, y'all, keep it up. Like we said, stay in the bus. These are criminals over here. These are rapists, and these are hardcore.
Learn
Hardcore.
and how they're able to go about their business here with everything that they do. Right here, they're doing a practice here. You can see they have a person on a stretcher. They're doing a practice so that way these people are learning how to become medics if needed eventually. Uno, dos, tres. And right now they're undergoing practice. For example, right now, this is a CPR practice they are doing. And they have even Game Man style on the back right now. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. ¿Estás vivo? Bien, todo bien. Right now they're doing a medical course, and so that was part of the practice was a CPR test. And I think everybody passed. Todos pasaron, ¿cierto?
Claro que sí, ese es el objetivo, enseñarles a salvar vidas y prevenir lesiones.
And before you were here inside of this prison, were you also in the medical field?
Sí, ambos somos médicos, vemos 3 médicos, enfermeros a cargo del programa de promotores de salud.
And how long have you been inside of this jail for?
2 años con 2 meses.
¿Y cuánto tiempo estará?
6 años.
6 años. ¿Y qué hizo?
Droga.
And now inside of this classroom.
So he's gonna be in jail for 8 years for drugs, and he's teaching the medical class because he was a nurse. See, that's a better use of our nurses' time, don't y'all think? Our nurses who get hemmed up for DUIs, they get hemmed up for them the silent killer nurses. That would be a better use of their time.
Oh, not the silent killer nurses. Oh no, we don't need them teaching anybody.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no. They could go over there with the gang unit, with the other murderers. Hell no. She's gonna be teaching y'all how to run lines y'all don't need to run. No. Hell no. No.
I'm just saying though.
Not to that degree. Okay, let's.
They try to keep it all in house. Okay, criminals teaching criminals.
To some degree, if you're, I hear him. A nurse got busted with drugs. Yes, go take your ass into prison and be, we're gonna utilize your brains. Okay, as long as they're not in our facilities. And Nikki got a good argument up here, y'all. Private prison complex. America loves the private prisons. Okay, prisoners for pay. They love it over here. Why would we ship off our criminals when we making money off of them? Only if the crime has nothing to do with their profession. That's it. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. They can be a nurse in their prison. Basically, if you there for 100 years, that's exactly what you're gonna be, a residential nurse at the prison.
Yep,
Mm.
absolutely.
Child, child, child.
Scans each person as they walk into the classroom to make sure they are authorized to come in and that they're not missing any classes. They even keep track of who comes to class and who doesn't. There's absolutely no ditching here inside of the prison. And what was it like here inside El Salvador and in the prison systems here in El Salvador before Nayib Bukele became president?
Antes en este centro penal, lo que usted veía en estos muros eran grafitis de pandilla. Era un tráfico increíble de ilícitos, traficaban drogas, traficaban objetos prohibidos dentro del centro penal. Habían bandas que se disputaban aquí adentro del complejo, el control de la venta de drogas. Que en este centro penal hubo muchas masacres, porque las bandas formadas aquí en el interior se disputaban entre ellos el control de los sectores para el tráfico de ilícitos.
Is it true that they used to be able to bring in prostitutes and bring in other women and be able to control their gang operations inside of this jail before Nayib Bukele?
Sí, antes que se implementara el plan cero ocio, de aquí salían órdenes para cometer delitos fuera de la prisión, porque muchos de los líderes de pandillas o líderes de bandas estaban dentro de las cárceles, pero tenían comunicación con el exterior. Entonces, por eso el país no era seguro, porque desde las cárceles mandaban órdenes para cometer delitos.
Now we are in Sector 3 of this prison. We are in the construction zone. Even the prisoners helped build this section so that way they could learn. Everything you're seeing from the ceilings to the poles, they've all constructed here inside of the prison.
I want to come in though real quick where he said this prison used to be like a normal prison where the gang members were there running hits outside their prison. They were bringing bitches in. They were living the good life. So they separated those prisoners, put them at the other one. And now this has truly become a rehabilitation prison, quote unquote. We're not done yet.
By the prisoners themselves here. Every single person you're seeing right now inside this video, they're obviously all prisoners. Even the instructors themselves are teaching the prisoners a new skill. The instructors themselves are also prisoners. And once these prisoners are then let out into society, they have a new skill they can then use to go get a new job and to help transform and rebuild the country of El Salvador. El Salvador is trying to become a first world country. Right here, you can see the instructor who is also a prisoner himself teaching these prisoners a new skill. For instance, this looks like a section where they're learning how to do plumbing. They have the toilet seat right here. They have all the plumbing down here. And each and every single one of these parts has a name to it. And they have an instructor right here who's teaching these guys how to do plumbing here. ¿Qué está construyendo? What are you guys building?
Estamos aprendiendo fontanería.
¿Te gusta estar aquí aprendiendo todos los días?
La verdad sí, me gusta bastante, porque antes no podía y hoy sí ya puedo. Ya he aprendido gracias al presidente.
What's your favorite skill that you've learned here inside of the prison?
He aprendido a controlar mis emociones, a muchas cosas, he aprendido bastantes cosas.
And do you want to work inside construction once you leave this prison?
Sí, la verdad sí, me gusta bastante, he aprendido bastante, lo cual antes lo tenía de menos, hoy veo que es un buen trabajo.
And inside of a prison, you would never expect to see something like this. The prisoners inside here have saws, they're working with their hands, and they're learning new skills. And they're also gaining 2 days back in their life as each single day that they work inside of here, and they are then reimbursed 2 days of the time of their sentencing. So what are you teaching your fellow inmates here?
Estoy enseñando aquí cómo poder hacer columnas de la manera segura para que su base sea siempre el mismo perfil de arriba.
And what did you do for work before you were then charged with crime and sent to this prison?
Y antes de que yo viniera aquí al penal, pues mi trabajo allá afuera, mi profesión es construcción general.
It's very cool that they're using the prisoners inside of the prison to help other prisoners learn new skills. You can tell this guy right here is passionate. He's teaching with passion, and it actually helps these prisoners become leaders as well, as when they leave here, they are then going to know how to direct and conduct meetings such as this and teach other people new skills. Because imagine if you're given a 10-year sentence and you have to sit there and grieve, wondering and pondering about what you could be doing. But instead, inside these prisons, they're putting these people to work, helping them learn new skills, eventually going to make them a better person. So that way, when they get back into society, they'll know what they did wrong, but they're going to be leaving with a new skill to help society. Something so simple as this car was also welded here inside of this prison. So everything they do inside this prison comes from the prison itself, making this prison completely self-sufficient in a lot of ways. What's something cool that you've seen or experienced from working inside this prison?
Muchos han conseguido empleo, ya han salido libres y hay empresas que les han ofrecido empleo. Algunos ya están trabajando.
And does that make you feel good knowing that what you're doing here is helping rehabilitate these prisoners and then also improve the country as well?
Eso le da un sentido a lo que nosotros hacemos. O sea, ahí el objetivo ha sido cumplido, que es darles una herramienta a ellos, darles una ventaja para que puedan incorporarse a la sociedad después de salir acá. O sea, que su tiempo en prisión no haya sido un tiempo perdido, sino que lo han ocupado para formarse, para aprender cosas que les van a servir ya estando en libertad.
From the construction zone, we head upstairs to where they have an actual university. Yes, you heard that right. Here inside of a prison, they have a university. The classes where we were at before, where they're doing a CPR test, were pre-courses to enter into what is the university of this prison. Literally here inside of the university, these prisoners can receive a college degree. This is the director of the university here inside of the prison. What kind of degrees can somebody get and graduate from inside the prison?
Aquí van a salir graduados de la licenciatura en administración de empresas para poder administrar, ser gerentes financieros o administrativos dentro de las empresas. Todavía no hay ninguna graduación. Estamos en el 8º ciclo. La carrera se compone de 10 ciclos y dentro de 1 año y medio, 2 años, vamos a poder tener y gozar de la primera cohorte de graduados.
And how many people will graduate the first graduation?
Aproximadamente 60 personas.
Hola. ¿Cómo están? Bien. ¿Qué están aprendiendo hoy día?
Las investigaciones de operaciones.
¿Quién tiene planes para graduar de esta universidad?
Todos. La verdad que todos tenemos la idea de querer llegar a culminar la carrera.
Inside each classroom, they are teaching the curriculum of the courses of the university. Then they have a library as well, and they have computer rooms where the people are also learning more technical stuff. So that way they can work in places like a call center once they get outside of the prison.
This is the unique situation that you can find one university in one jail.
How long have you been inside this prison for?
5 years, 4 months.
How much longer will you be here for?
8 years. 8 years.
And what crime did you commit?
The sexual situation.
Do you feel grateful that you're able to go to a prison where you can learn a new skill and eventually
There's
leave
one
a better
right
person?
there. He's been in there. What did he say? He was in there for 5. He's been in there for 5.
8 more.
He's got 8 more. So that's 13 years for a sexual crime.
Which
he didn't say
you
what.
can get less than that here in the States.
Right. And he has the potential when he gets out to work in a call center. How do we feel about that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Nikki, I'm with you in these comments, Mama. We're going to break some of that down here in a minute. We're going to let this wrap up. I don't know if we'll play the rest of the whole thing, but we'll let a few more, let him talk to a few more. Y'all, fuck it. Let's just talk about it real quick. Prisons in America also, some of them have programs like this. Not all of them. Some of them have programs like, I just removed myself. I removed the wrong thing. Where some people go to prison and they get a GED or they get like a little trade degree or they get a little something like this and that. But I'm with Nikki up here. This is not only is a direct correlation of what we were speaking about earlier, but also they're going to push for harsher penalties for low-level crime just for that free labor. I don't know what El Salvador is. I don't want to call it a third world country, but we've had a prison system for damn near since conception of the states. Okay. And there is some prisons where you can go in and you can utilize a computer room or you can go to a little library, but
you can get your GED.
And people are in there for dumb ass crimes that should not be in there.
Right.
So what I was thinking was, well, if El Salvador's smaller and the people that they're rehabilitating come out and they are giving back to society, they won't need to keep them as prisoners. Here in America, we've kind of set it up where we've got the welfare issue, the immigration issue, fucking corporate
greed,
greed. We have
welfare.
politicians with their inside trading. We have a whole heap of fucking mess. El Salvador seems to be smaller on a geographical scale, so they can come in and do some things, and then if they can rehabilitate their quote unquote prisoners, it's going to benefit El Salvador. It really is.
Right.
On the scale that America has set it up, rehabilitated people make it harder for these privatized people, for these corporations, these lobbyists, these other people. America is set up for healthy people. It's set up for sick, fat, needy criminals.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how we set our system up. And if we don't catch it, it is what it is. I mean, so the population is 6.5 million. See, it's drastically. I mean, what is that? Is that Houston?
Right.
Okay. Drastically smaller. So yes, we should take notes, but we have to also drain the swamp up here. We got to get rid of these privatized fucking, what is it, Godmomma? You say it all the time, baby. It's from school to prison. What is it?
Oh, the prison school to prison pipeline.
No,
They get them ready, locked in a box. They locked in concrete walls. You only get an hour yard time. Okay. And some of these babies get fed nasty ass school lunch food. And they be coming home telling y'all, and some of y'all just be like, meh, and not really be paying attention to what they're feeding your child. I don't have that problem because we got a good Department of Education here. So they don't play that shit.
Yeah.
At all.
So yeah, I see it working for the smaller country, America. We got to do a lot of reforming
in a lot of areas.
In a lot of areas, and it's just it's right now. Just stay legal, okay? Do your best. You don't want to get caught up in no bullshit that America got going on right now. We don't even know where we're sending our damn prisoners. Like, please, come on. Okay. Yeah, you are. All right, y'all. Let's get back to it.
I can say that all that we are learning here is for our life. We want to be a better person. I will learn 2 years more, and I want to be better.
Hola. Buenas. ¿Cómo están? How long have you been here for?
10 years.
And what was the prison system like before Nayib Bukele was president?
Well, we didn't have these kind of opportunities. For example, there was no university. His plan is to educate us and show us that there's like a better way to live our lives. And example, for me, I was outside. I'm here for selling drugs. So this is going to be real useful for me outside because it's going to be a way I could work in a call center. And what we're studying here is business administration. So it's going to be real useful for me outside. So I really appreciate the opportunity.
And were you here in jail before Nayib Bukele was president?
Yes, I was.
What was it like inside of the prison? How dirty was it? What was it like inside?
Well, yeah, it was dirty. It was disorder, and it wasn't like it is now.
What was some of the disorder you saw inside of this jail before Nayib Bukele became president?
Well, it was really dangerous for us in here because there were like groups that dominated.
Is it true that they used to bring in prostitutes and they could still control the gangs from inside of the jail?
Well, yes, that was true.
From the university, we headed to a completely different.
Well, it sounds like America to me. He talking about it was disorderly, gangs where it was dirty. Nigga, you're in prison. But here I am. No, we got to find reform. Let's see.
Side of the prison where we had to hop in the car to go to the mechanic shop, and also we will receive a performance from the prison's own band named Color de Esperanza. All of the cars they work on here inside of this mechanic shop are all government owned, whether it be an ambulance, another ambulance, or a police van. This helps the government stay self-sufficient and reduce costs because of the labor. Meanwhile, in other countries, as the prisoners just sit inside their cells, waiting their time until they leave, they're putting the prisoners here to work, providing them with new opportunities and helping them become something better and different by the time they leave. Here inside this workshop, they have 8 different stations for the mechanics here working on all the vehicles. 1 is the painting section, 2 is the motorcycle section, 3 is the air conditioning section, 4 is electric vehicles, 5 the car wash, 6 you have another painting section, 7 you have alignment and balance, and then the 8th one is for the larger vehicles where they do the repairs. Is there any worries that these people will
They
then
teaching
leave?
them how to fix cars, okay? That's what I'm saying. The whole prison system in itself is self-sustainable. They have a garden, they have factories, I mean, it's self-sustainable. In a perfect world with perfect leadership, this could be something that was uh, for the betterment of its civilians. However, we know America does not really give a hell about its product. Okay. They just want to know if it's going to produce or not. And I could see Trump doing some crazy shit like this for real, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I could. But it's going to lead to you better follow the law to the T. Or your ass going to be put in there to make tortillas and rice and beans. Okay. Period.
Observing stuff, stop. He keep praising these prisons. Go, where's the one in like Sweden or Finland? They got a real nice prison over there. It's not even like a prison, baby. Child, take your ass over there. Okay. But that's the thing. Observing said something up here. He was like, if I was homeless, I'd go to jail over there. Right here, he said it. If I was, nice ass prisons, the thing is, that's like, nobody wants to be homeless though. Like they would rather go to work and have some type of, they don't want to go be a bum. They don't want to be like, oh, I'll go to prison. I mean, they have like incentive to want to own their own stuff. We don't have that here in America. It's like we work like a dog, fucking working overtime, barely making ends meet. Like, yeah, living in a fucking prison where it's well taken care of is almost a dream to some Americans because of how fucking stressed and overworked we are. So there's homeless people that go to jail now. Last time I was in jail, there was a guy that was a habitual homeless person. And like, he was like, please, I'm going to go rob something. I'm like, bro, we have to release you because we just have to. Like, one, I guess it was like COVID time or so. I don't know what it was, but they were like, we can't keep you. And so he just sat outside the prison or outside the jail, just wanting to go back in because it was cold, rainy, crappy season.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, dang. And they were like, we can't keep you. Like they released him at midnight or something. And he had been there all night by the time I got out.
And he was going to go back out to commit another crime. Okay.
Some petty crime to go back off the streets. But there's Americans that see some of these nicer prisons and is like, dang, they living better than me. And I got a 401k.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. 3 hots and a cop. All you got to do is slap a cop. But they know him. He was like really habitual. They were like, I don't remember his name, but they were like, you can't come back. Don't start your shit. Oh, gosh. Poor guy. All right, back to it.
Now it was time to enter into the new massive mega factory here inside of this prison. And this building is absolutely massive. Just look at this.
Wow.
We are the first people ever to receive access to where we're at right now. This is a new building they have built here inside of the prison where you can see there are thousands upon thousands of people that are working on fabrics here. These same clothes are going to be used for schools, for the prisoners' outfits. Any outfit for the government will be made here inside of this room right here. How many people are here working inside right now?
Tenemos alrededor de 2,200 personas trabajando.
And what are they working on?
Ellos están trabajando lo que son los uniformes, confeccionando los uniformes propios como privados de libertad. También todas las prendas que se hacen a solicitud de instituciones.
So the clothes they make here will be used for the prisoners, but it'll also be used for hospitals, schools, and other projects as well.
Esta va a ser una maquila nacional. Acá se van a ejecutar la elaboración de los uniformes de los tanto privados de libertad del Ministerio de Educación, los uniformes, ¿verdad? Se van a confeccionar también para las demás instituciones que sean requeridas, ¿verdad?
Here inside of this prison, what are we seeing right now? Aquí adentro de este cárcel, ¿qué estamos viendo?
Estamos viendo el área textil. Aquí todos los compañeros han venido totalmente nulos a este lugar, o sea, no sabían ni siquiera enhebrar una máquina. En este lugar se les enseña desde lo básico, desde cómo enhebrar una máquina hasta cómo producir una prenda completa.
And what will these clothes be used for?
Trabajamos totalmente para prendas para el gobierno. Hemos producido también uniformes de la Fuerza Armada, de los agentes penitenciarios, o sea, toda la rama, lo que tenga que ver. Estamos pronto a iniciar el proyecto de los uniformes escolares para todos los niños del país, de todas las escuelas públicas del país. Pero ya tenemos la capacidad como para poder competir con cualquier industria de allá afuera.
And so how many clothes a day are you guys currently making? ¿Cuántas ropas están haciendo cada día aquí?
Aproximadamente estamos sacando de 6,000 a 8,000 piezas diarias. Depende del tipo de producción que sea.
So you're saying essentially here with all the workforce you guys have here, you guys are going to be able to compete with anybody outside of El Salvador?
Sí, el área textil esta tiene la capacidad ahorita para 2,100 personas por 3 turnos de 8 horas cada turno. Entonces tenemos en total 6,300 personas trabajando en este lugar, 24 horas del día.
Y'all see the numbers on this? Child, he said we ready to compete. Gucci, watch out. Gucci, I heard Balenciaga was into the little, he said we ready to compete nationally, internationally. We make our prisoners work. What do you say? 2,000 prisoners working 8-hour shifts. They got 3 8-hour shifts. They around the clock in this mother sewing uniforms and whatever else. Baby.
Right. And that's where a lot of
hey Rico,
like
baby.
In America, hey Rico, in America, a lot of people, because this conversation is not new. This has been a topic that people have tossed up, like putting instead of having a government contract to, I'll just say Calvin Klein to make uniforms, the contract goes to the prison and the prisoners make the uniforms for, whatever the government may need, whether it's whatever. And a lot of people, but people are upset because they're saying that takes away the jobs for the American. However, over this past couple of weeks, we've really been told that the government contracts that was supposed to help the American was not helping the American.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we can stand on that argument anymore that, well, if we have the prisoners make the uniforms, then that's going to take out of the American family's pocket. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, Godmomma, okay, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to this. Let's finish this up because I mean, let's get back to it. I don't want to say that too much. I haven't heard anything about these prisoners getting paid because at least some of our prisoners. Now we've done deep dives on some prisons, y'all. We have. When you get down to Mississippi, Louisiana, they got some of the. There's people out there picking cotton right now, y'all, that are slaves. I mean, that are prisoners. Slaves, prisoners, same thing at this point.
Yeah, at this point.
And they even have where people can come in. It's almost like a damn Renaissance festival or a little farmer's market where people can come in on Saturdays and Sundays and buy art from the prisoners, but the prisoners don't get the money. The prison does. It's really weird, but I think those prisoners are making like maybe 20 cents an hour or something. I haven't heard anything about these people getting paid. So let's listen.
I haven't either.
Hemos sacado producciones totalmente fuertes como para poder decir de que sí tenemos la capacidad de competir con una empresa de allá afuera.
So every single day, 24/7, there are 2,000 people that are working on clothes here inside of this factory.
24/7 estamos trabajando.
Wow. So they're making the government official shirts here inside of here. And the guy's saying they can compete with anybody from outside of here. And this is helping El Salvador save thousands upon thousands, potentially millions of dollars as these prisoners are being put to use versus them just spending time inside of a prison cell. And how much longer do you have in your sentence?
En mi parte llevo 4 años, ya me falta poco, son 8 años de pena los que cargo.
And if you guys don't mind me asking, what kind of crime do you guys commit to get inside of the prison?
Ando estafa.
¿Estafa y usted?
Robo.
¿Cree que su tiempo aquí es justificado?
La verdad es de que sí.
And just to show you some of the products that these guys have made here inside of this factory, here we have all the shirts, and these shirts, they are the same shirts that these people are also wearing as well. So by doing this, El Salvador helps cut down the cost of stuff they would usually have to export outside of the prison system. Instead, they have brought it into the prison systems, making taxpayers here in El Salvador not have to pay for the clothes of the prisoners. And all of these prisoners, every single day they work here inside this factory, 2 days is taken off of their sentence. So that means if they're supposed to serve 4 years, they can technically serve only 2 years if they work inside this factory every single day, helping reduce the time of these people's sentences and also helping build up the country as well. And so right now there are 2,000 people. However, they have 3 shifts of 2,000 people. So 24/7, this factory is running each and every single day with over 6,000 prisoners working inside of this factory. Over here, they're making the clothes, and then right here, they're building a different set of clothes as well. So they can do hospital, schools, the prison clothes themselves here inside this factory, and it is absolutely massive here. Over 2,000 people, and each person is working hard. You do not see any cell phones in here. In fact, the cell service here is completely blocked, and these prisoners have no access to the outside world as far as internet goes. If you are on a shift for 8 hours, and then the next shift comes in 24/7, this place is operating. I have never seen anything like this, and it's actually pretty insane to think that here in El Salvador, they're now using the prisoners to help rebuild the economy, expedite things, so this way they don't have to be importing clothes from a country like China or the United States. Instead, they can be doing it right here in-house inside El Salvador, using the prisoners essentially for free labor here, as they are then given 2 days off of their prison sentence. What price would you put on your life for an extra free 2 days of liberty? Imagine you're sentenced for 10 years, and by working in here, you can then reduce your sentence to just 5 years to be with your loved ones once again, and you learn a new skill as well.
So you trading
For spending time
you're
inside.
trading not getting paid for time shaved off. I mean, I I can't disagree with that. I don't know. I don't know, Nikki. I don't know how his random ass just got into it, but he's a pretty like well-known YouTuber in his neck of the woods.
When his video ends, I'll slap it up in the description.
Yeah. But
He's trying to get to 500K subs, so we're gonna support him over here at the Concerned Citizen. We sure are. He better have 8 new subs today. Amen.
He better. Okay. Shout out to him. But that's what I'm saying, like, because I remember when they were making and they make the license plates, right? And they were only getting paid like 2 or 3 cents. And license plates aren't cheap, y'all. They're not a cheap thing when you go to the DMV to get your car tax titled and licensed. That's not cheap. The licensed part isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want a fancy license plate, that costs extra. And those prisoners weren't getting paid what they were putting out. I should say that. And what's the chat saying?
He Observing Stuff want to know: are they getting any commissary?
Well, they have their own food kitchen, and I don't think they have the need for commissary because they make their own snacks and food.
Yeah, they're self-sufficient. We about to switch gears over here. 20 cents, but people who actually pay for real tax adds up. That's right. We're gonna switch gears because they doing some farming. They had some fishing up here earlier, but we're gonna skim past that. We're gonna see where we at. Fishing and farming and fishing something. Where we at? Yeah, let's go.
Honestly quite amazed at what I'm seeing right now. They even have their own farms, even with their own lake out here. ¿Tiene pescado aquí?
Sí, acá se hace crianza de tilapia.
¿Y cuántos peces hay?
Por cada pecera tenemos alrededor de 5,000 a 10,000 peces.
Now he's going to throw the net out and we're going to catch some fish. Listo, vamos! Boom, let's catch some fish. Here we go. Holy cow, we caught a lot of fish. 1, 2.
There go the commissary right there, observing stuff. Okay, there go the commissary. Fish.
2, 3, 4, 5.
You know how many people would love to have fresh fish as part of their diet in prison? Baby.
Okay.
Fresh fish? Jeez.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just got 10 fish here inside this little lake, inside this little reservoir here. I am beyond amazed at what I'm seeing here in El Salvador, between the factory they've just made to the fish here and the reservoirs that they have created out here as well. And then behind us, we also have the field where they have all the vegetables and all the other food. Now, these are the bigger fish here that I put inside of these pools right here. Oh my word. Look at these ones. Holy, no place there. Oh, look at this fish that they're growing here inside. This fish is ginormous. Hola, amigo. ¿Qué tal? ¿Te gusta, Naib? Dice sí. Here at this prison, you guys have literally everything from people that know how to bake, people that know how to sew, and people that know how to fish here. Tiene todo.
Tiene todo.
Next to the reservoir, they also have a cornfield. And what do you guys use the corn for?
Para alimentar a las vacas que tenemos acá.
También tienen vacas aquí. We've now made it to the farming section here in the prison. We got a bunch of cows behind us. ¿Cuántas vacas tienen aquí? How many cows do you guys have here?
Alrededor de 70 vacas.
¿Y ustedes mismos hacen la leche aquí?
Es correcto. Hay un proceso de ordeño que se realiza durante la mañana y durante la tarde, 2 veces al día.
And were you a farmer before you got here? ¿You era un granjero antes de que venía aquí?
Antes de venir a prisión, yo tenía mi propio hospital veterinario.
And how much more time do you have?
4 años.
No way. Look at all these cows they have here inside of this prison.
That man had his own vet clinic.
When you committed your crime and then you're taken to jail.
Yeah, he said he had his own vet clinic.
And now he in prison.
You know, players fuck up too, Godmomma.
They do.
Like you said, it could be a DUI.
And you know, and how grateful he probably is to be serving his motherfucking petty ass time doing what he loves to do.
What did he say, 4 years?
4 more years, yeah. And half of that, so 2, because he get 2 days for every 1 day. And then he can go back to, he ain't skipped a beat. He ain't sat in a cell looking at a calendar, marking off days, okay? He ain't been in there fearing for his life because Billy Bob down the corner trying to take his booty hole and shit. You know, he's not traumatized. A lot of our men and women who come out of the prison system are traumatized. They're incarcerated. They don't know how to blend in with society. Hey, Lakendra.
Hey, Lakendra. Hey, Mama.
They don't know how to blend in. They don't know how to be in society anymore.
Well, imagine if when Martha Stewart went to prison, didn't she live in like the feds and she was able to like host a little class or something like that? So there are some prisons in America that are semi-decent. Like I think the one Teresa, the one from Real Housewives, New Jersey, she was in like a nice prison.
Yeah, but you got to have the money to go.
And I heard federal prison is better than regular state prison. I did hear that. So
I've heard that too.
Yeah, we got our first shout out on Twitter. Thank you, Rico.
Yay,
thank you. Nobody's ever shared us out on Twitter. Thank you so much, baby. I just got the notification. We love that. Thank you. So, I mean, because imagine going to prison and you there with Martha Stewart. You'd be like, prison ain't that bad. Like, I'm doing fucking home ec classes with Martha Stewart, right? But you're right. It could be the classes, like a class system. Yeah. And, you know, observing stuff is saying, hey, they got their own little community over here. Whoop-de-woo. Oh, Nikki said, observing stuff just planning his vacation.
Thinking of a crime, okay? What crime
You
can I
want to go to El
commit?
Salvador, damn it. You want to hang out and milk some cows and sew some clothes and catch some fish. Like
Okay.
it's still prison, bro. Like fuck all that. I'm trying to be
You
free, dude.
won't have access to YouTube no more observing at
Yeah,
all.
they ain't got no
People,
internet observing. So you
none.
just, I mean, hell, you might like it. I don't know. Google luxury prisons for the rich. Okay. So, boom. Feds is like a college dorm, but prison is much harsher. Like if the feds was worse, I can guarantee people wouldn't be so quick to sign.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel that way. Even I think Salt mentioned this too. That if we became more hardcore on our prisoners, it wouldn't be such a pat on the back or bragging rights to say,
Mm,
I've been to jail, or I'll fuck it, I'll go to jail type shit. If
mhm,
our prison system was more, I guess you would say, strict. Because if you go back and watch our Department of Corrections in Georgia, their prison, they can do whatever they please. The only
mhm,
thing is they are in prison, but they have access to social media, internet, food, whatever they want, they got, except for freedom.
mhm.
So
Yep.
most people don't care to go back because they know they're going back to their homies.
Mhm. Well, there's no good time in the feds, but if you're chilling with Martha Stewart, like you'd be like, I'm okay doing 80% learning stuff, you know. with
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more skills for free. But yo, this isn't the only prison in El Salvador. This is just this one. They had to clean this one up to make it what it is. They send all the ruthless
Mm-hmm.
criminals who don't even get a blanket. There
Mm.
is only 2 toilets in the facility. They don't get outside time. So they have a harsh prison and then they have this prison.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with that. Like Saul said, the bragging rights has exceeded tremendously in our community. As far
Mm-hmm.
as I've been there, I've done that, and I know so and so, and I got a nigga locked up. Not a nigga, I didn't get him locked up, but I'm holding a homie down right now that's doing 18 years. I mean, y'all see Young Thug wasn't trying to go.
Right.
Okay, he wasn't trying to go.
He was crying. So I'm like,
Mhm,
get me out of here.
it was not for him. So I can see both sides, and maybe we should have that. We should have one for the hardcores, and we should have one for the low level. But
Mm-hmm.
then that comes that fine line, like Nikki was saying. Then they're going to start pushing harsher penalties for the low level if they get the free labor, like the boys that are out in California fighting the wildfires.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala was holding them longer, wasn't she?
Yeah, and that's another petition going around too. Um, they're asking the public, should we start implementing more prison firefighters? Because we need more firefighters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it should be forced on them. However, if that's something that they would want to do, have at it. If you want to go
Mm,
out there and be a firefighter as a prisoner because you got life without the possibility of parole, and you know you're gonna die any motherfucking way, why not just put your life on the line all the time?
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, she was locking
Hmm.
them up. Okay, with a swipe of her pen. You know what she said?
Yeah, with a
Mm.
swipe of her pen.
Well, let's finish up with this ranchero, and then we're moving on, family.
Did you ever expect your life to be like this inside of a prison?
La verdad no, porque es muy diferente estar en los diferentes tipos de prisiones que hay acá en El Salvador. Por ejemplo, este es un centro industrial. Acá hay muchos trabajos que realizar. En cambio, antes de poder venir acá donde tú recibes los programas, es una prisión convencional, ¿verdad? Como lo ves en las películas, las rejas, las camarotes, es diferente. Entonces nunca pensé, de hecho no sabía que en prisión tú podrías desempeñar un trabajo.
It's very impressive you guys are able to do this. Do you think other countries across the world will start to follow the example that El Salvador and Nayib Bukele have set?
Claro que sí, esto es un ejemplo para que se tome en cuenta que las personas, independientemente del error que han cometido para venir acá, pueden redimirse y servir a la sociedad de alguna manera.
And what kind of crime did you commit to come here?
Tuve una pelea.
And do you believe that was justifiable?
La verdad no, pero es mi punto de vista.
They're going to show us how they milk the cows here as well. I've never milked a cow before, so we're going to give it a little yank and see what happens. We're about to milk this cow, and we're going to give it a rate from on a scale of 1 to 10 how good the leche tastes here. Oh! Let's see how it tastes.
Ew.
This white boy is tripping, bro. This white boy is tripping. What are you here to do journalism, or what did Rico say? Is he being sarcastic or sincere? Because what is, oh Lord, you know what? I can't.
Wow, that was just some fresh milk. Está rico.
Que pueden ver el estado de los privados, que están bien de salud, ellos mismos se desenvuelven, se desempeñan.
Y
Nadie está oprimido.
Nadie está deprimido. There's no fat inmates as well. Nadie está gordo. Y usted va a decir, oh, mira, hay un machete just here on the ground.
Sí.
Wow.
Aquí es normal porque trabajan con el campo.
We just found a machete on the ground. But he says they don't even worry because they have so much trust in the inmates. And these are even numbered to the inmates as well. Now I think I'm about to ride a horse. Never ridden a horse in my entire life. And we're doing it here with some inmates here in El Salvador. Here we go. Whoa. Woo. Okay. First time, not good. First time, not good. We're going to do that again. Take two. Oh, here we go. Okay. Now, ahora qué hago? ¿Dónde está el cambio para cambio de mancha? How do I change this thing?
El cambio de marcha está aquí, ve. Aquí, para acá, para allá.
Okay. Vaya. Oh, that's just not moving.
Solo tóquelo con los cañales.
Aquí, decir.
¿Con eso?
¿Qué?
Oh my gosh, it's bucking. Para allá, vamos. Oh, okay, we're going. Okay, ahora vamos. Here we go. Don't like when it stops. Sigue.
Démosle.
Vamos. Rápido. Did not have this on my bingo card for 2025, but we're doing it here in El Salvador. Wow. This prison is becoming completely self-sufficient here in El Salvador. We just finished riding a horse, milking a cow, and now we're holding a chicken. Wow, we got two of them now.
This is observing stuff right
And now,
here. Okay,
ow. Tranquilo. All right, this thing's biting me right now. It's been a great time here in El Salvador. Never seen a prison like this before. We checked out two of them today. Now this chicken's exhausted. We've seen everything today. This country is amazing. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button.
Chill.
Go over there and hit his subscribe button. Okay.
Oh, dang, I should have grabbed the link. My bad. I'll grab it.
Please. That was interesting, though. I mean, for their little country, I can see that it would greatly benefit them because they were a third world country, and their president said he wants to be a first world country. He's tired of it. And America, we keep playing around. We're close to being a third world country. I don't know why we sit around thinking we're not, but you go to certain places in America and it's ugly out here.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Like I said, go down to them Mississippi, them Louisiana prisons. They would love to be, there's a machete on the ground. But that's that difference between a rehabilitated mindset and then there's just no hope for you.
Right. Because what did that one boy say? He said, I learned how to control my emotions. That's powerful.
Yeah. And being in a place like that, I can see that. I didn't hear them speak on therapy, counseling. I didn't hear any of that. But y'all go check it out. Nikki says she's not going to subscribe. Well, you don't have to, Mama. We've got some prisons here in America where there's, like you said, people making license plates. We got people out here picking cotton. We got firefighters. We have people who are getting GED in prison. But the difference I did notice, besides the rate being low level, is not even, because you get classified when you go to jail or prison. They classify you for your crime. You're low level, but you're still housed in the same building. You might not be in the same pod, but 2 pods over is the hardcore pod, or 3 pods over is the psychiatric pod, or blah blah blah. So I do like the thought of just low level being its own prison altogether.
Right.
I do like that, and keeping the high risk completely in their own prison as well. There are some states that there's only 2 or 3 prisons in the whole state, so you have to be housed together. And I think we should really look into that. That's what I took from it. I like the separation aspect, and the way this guy just kind of came in, and he was in there chilling, right? He's in there chilling. He had 2
Even
other
if
prisoners
we
around him and was chilling.
even if we just took the play out of the Notebook stating have your prison system be self-sufficient, I'm okay with that. Like, they don't do anything outside of the prison. They don't go fix the roads. They don't go they don't fix the ambulances. They don't fix police cars, but they do fix the buses that transport them back and forth. I can agree with that. Because no matter how we dress it up, y'all, the school to prison pipeline is established, has been established. And so it's up to us as the parent of the children or the child who is in school to make sure they don't go down that pipeline. However, if a child does go down that pipeline, in my personal opinion, I would much rather an 18-year-old who has done some stupid shit because they don't see any other option in their environment get sent to a prison that teaches them how to sew, that teaches them how to build, that teaches them how to grow a garden, pluck a chicken, milk a cow. I would much rather them spend their school to prison pipeline time learning how to do a skill and a trade versus rather how to be a better criminal, how to be in a gang, how to learn low level mindset things. Like, we have to we always say pick the lesser of both evils, right? That's what it's going to come down to. Would you rather your children who are being pumped to prison, because we're not going to be able to stop that. The parent has to stop that. Your system's not going to stop that. That's free labor. They're not going to stop it. It's up to you as the parent who is raising or rearing these children to teach them that A, that this is real, and B, how to not fall victim or whatever other words you want to use to that system.
Susceptible to that low vibration.
I've had family members who have fell victim to the school to prison pipeline, and I would have much rather his ass get out and have learned how to change the oil in the tire instead of how to be a better scammer, how to maneuver so he don't get put back in the situation, but still doing the same thing, not giving another option.
They also need to include corporate what is it, competition, because so many people get out of prison and they're like, oh, well, I looked for a job, couldn't find one, nobody will hire me. It's like, yeah, with that attitude, I wouldn't want to hire you either. Like, it's okay to be competitive and look for the next best.
Right.
I don't think we offer that, because in prison, it's like, oh, well, you learned this trade and you got the job. Well, of course you got the job. You're a fucking prisoner. Out in the real world, you might not get the job. So I think they need to implement that too. Like, we need to do interview processes. You didn't get the job. So-and-so did, and let them, but there's we're going to turn you on to another place or another place. Because I see that as an issue as well. I have a family member that works in the correctional department. She used to work at a halfway home, and that was a big issue. They would be like, I got turned down by 2 jobs. Fuck it. I'm done. There's nothing here. I'm just going to go back to my old ways. You got to teach that competitive spirit. You know, just because you lost this one, you might not lose the next one. So, and I see that as well, because like I said, when you're in prison, you get the damn job. Of course you got the job. You're in prison. And that's just not the real world. So when they get, it's almost setting them up for failure in that aspect, my opinion. All right, y'all, we're down to our last stop and we're back in the States, everybody. It doesn't look like we
safe
lost
now.
anybody. We almost lost Observing. Okay. He was excited. He wanted to get out, but we reeled his ass right back in. Okay.
And speaking of, what we should do, the school to prison pipeline, there are schools who are trying to implement things so their children do not go to prison after school, and I can applaud them for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where it all starts at, right? I remember going to school in high school and in the later years of elementary school, carpentry, home ec, uh, farming, shop. There was all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. It was
And I,
mandatory at my high school. You had to take a extracurricular that was a trade. Whether you was baking brownies, sewing clothes, you could do dress design, you could do wood, like you said, wood shop, you could do mechanics. At my school, it was mandatory for us. But again, I'm old. I graduated in 2000. So I'm a class of '01. Okay. They had you doing, and not even just sports though, Rico. It wasn't just running track and volleyball. That was something you could do yourself. However, as far as getting your diploma, you had to take, and it was your junior and senior year. You had to take one of these courses, and you had to have like 20 hours in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to do it. So bring that stuff back. Like Godmomma said, let's create people. If we're going to have a pipeline, let's move it back a little bit, right? Let's not wait till they get to prison to start teaching them fucking trade. Okay. Let's start at fucking high school. I mean, if we could break it down to middle school, cool. But if not, at least high school.
At least.
Before they end up. And you know what? Some schools are implementing that because there's been so many natural disasters. People haven't been able to rely on the government support. So they are turning to their youth. And family, this is our last stop, but we're going to get into it. This is out of Western North Carolina. High school students in Yancey County have been using their carpentry class at school to build tiny homes for victims of Hurricane Helen for months. The group of 18 high school seniors and their teacher were building 4 tiny homes this year. They only built 4, but that's more than my school has built, my kids' high school.
Right.
Okay, that's more than my kids' high school have built. I ain't seen a lick of nothing over there. We'll get into that another day. But let's listen, family. This is how we stop it. We implement it before the disaster.
You first walk into the construction training facility at Mountain Heritage High School, it looks and sounds like any other carpentry class. That's until you realize what the students there are actually working on.
It makes me feel very proud knowing that I am able to help and change someone's life that is in need through not only school, but building and just helping out those that can't really help themselves.
Croy Silver and Hensley England are both students in Jeremy Dotz's honors carpentry class.
I just wanted to go out and help others, and this is a great opportunity to do that.
One of their projects this semester is turning this wooden frame into a tiny home for a storm victim who lost theirs. It's all part of a new partnership between the high school and local organization Rebuilding Hollers. Stephanie Johnson started the nonprofit.
We have so many community members that lost their homes. And all of these boys were affected by the storm. We all were. We all lived through everything that happened.
Rebuilding Hollers uses donated funds to purchase home building materials. Through this new partnership, those supplies then make their way here to Mountain Heritage High School, where a group of 18 seniors go to work on building an A-frame 650 square foot home shell.
So it was a perfect marriage of the two to come together and collaborate with the students and the community to give back right here in Yancey County.
Carpentry teacher Jeremy Dotz says his honor students bought into the project right away.
When they heard that we had the opportunity to be able to build a home for people in our community that were directly affected, it was absolutely essential to the way the program just came together.
A program and partnership born out of the devastation, one now giving the people who lost everything a new place to call home.
Yeah, I can't wait to just see the final project and just see that person just thriving in the home.
In Burnsville, Sean.
All right, Sean Coffey is joining
That
us.
brought some tears to my eyes. Whew. That's the vibe, okay? That's the vibe.
Yeah.
It takes the babies, okay?
See, observing stuff, you ain't got to go to El Salvador. You could just go to a high school and, you know. Well, no, that sounds weird. You could just, you know, you can find something over here, baby. You got to go to El Salvador's prison, okay? That is a lot of work for 18 kids. That's a lot of
It
work.
is. But they're proud and happy to do it because they're doing it for their community. And I
Yeah.
can't even be upset about that. That is America, take notes.
And that's that pride I was talking about earlier with observing stuff, that homeless mentality. We need to get that out of there. Bring back pride where somebody doesn't want a handout. They just want a hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
there we can do it. It's just we're in a country right now ran by corporate greed, medicine pushers, okay, big pharma. We're run by people who want to keep us sick, down. They, you know, why? Why would we want a healthy culture? Then big pharma can't make money. Then we can't then there's no need for all these millions of dollars on useless testing. If everybody's healthy and happy and productive, I can't get off on my 6, you know, fetishes over here. Okay, we need to bring back, I think every school should have a farm. Every school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's 2 cows. I don't care if it's 3 chickens. Every school should have them. If we can dissect all these freaking weird, you know, frogs and owls and blah, 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 and cats, we should see how they live in life too. And that would go a long way for some of these teenager hormones. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Learning how to, and whatever works in your geographical area. If you can't have cows or whatever, then do horses or livestock at some degree. Should be mandatory in every high school. Mandatory.
Making them learn how to take care of something other than their selfish, entitled ass self. Okay.
And not no little gerbil in a damn container either. I'm talking, it needs to be livestock, y'all. Goats, something. Okay, not a little gerbil, hamster. This is our little pet fish in class. No, that ain't gonna do nothing.
A pet fish.
Yeah, agriculture, farm, all of those things. There should be gardening to supply the way the prison can supply their own. These kids need to be on their own.
Right, and that's what I was sitting here thinking. Like, as long if the prisoners can do it, so can these kids. Salty, that's you.
Hello.
Oh, here you go. Oh shit. Okay,
I thought I heard a boop in the back.
I do.
Yeah, I'm working as usual.
Thought I heard a knock at the door.
Yeah, learning disabilities begin to diminish. Get those babies outside.
Yeah. It's been scientifically proven that kids from the age of 1 to 5, like, they actually need to be outside. Like, it's a very, very good, it's a very good thing for them to be outside and being active. Can I speak on the prison topic real quick?
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, because I've been thinking for years there needs to be harsher punishments, regardless of the damn crime. They like, even if it's a small crime, I'm not saying, oh, you went out and you stole somebody's Starbucks coffee, so you should get life sentences. No, I'm saying harsher crimes, like, all the way around. to certain degrees, and even harsher crimes for certain things. If you are a PDF file or you are going around sexually assaulting people, you should never get out. You cannot be you can't rehabilitate somebody who has that sort of sickness in their brain. That's a mental thing. People done did so many studies to show that when it even comes to something like that, it's not even really sexual. It has to do with power, them feeling powerful. They ain't gonna be able to, they're never gonna be able to let that go. And as far as anybody being in our prisons getting shipped across seas, yes, ship them across the seas. Make it to where I don't have to pay for their room and board and their food and their clothing. That's stupid. And I agree with Lurker to a certain extent as to, we need to start at home to fix these things. Programs for the kids and whatnot. I got an idea though, because let's face it, this is America. Things like that cost, you guessed it, money. Take away a lot of these programs for these niggas in prison and take that money and give it to the kids to make sure that the kids can grow up and have a little more. You get what I'm saying? And learn a little more. Because don't get me wrong, I feel bad for some of them. Hey, some of them you just had a bad run. However, I hear too often, too many people going in and out of jail, and I heard Godmomma bring it up earlier. No, they treat it like it's a rite of passage. Some of these little niggas, y'all could look it up on YouTube right now. Some of these little niggas be up in the courtroom throwing up gang signs, smiling at the fact that they killed someone. And I'm like, so you want to rehabilitate them? You want to try to make them a better person, and you want to do it on my dime? I hey, sorry, kid, but I don't think you can be rehabilitated. Maybe I'm not looking at it in an altruistic sense as everybody else. Oh, we can save this young man. No. Because some of these judges are taking it too far. What was that one lady judge? She gave some dude, he raped like 3 women or something like that, and she only gave him 2 years and said prison was just going to make him an even worse person. He needs a different kind of treatment. What? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
No. And it's like Godmomma's right. Yeah, I did say that before. Too many people treat it like it's a rite of passage. Too many people are in prisons now who have cell phones walking around. There's prisoners who have their own TikToks and they go live on them every day. There's prisoners who have their own YouTube channels.
Yeah,
and what did y'all say? They have their own OnlyFans. You're in an all-male prison and you got an OnlyFans? Really? And you're making money off it? These motherfuckers is happy on. They stocked up with all kind of hungry man Salisbury steak dinners, flossing like they're, oh, I'm in prison, but yeah, no, I'm that nigga in prison. I got everything. Like, really? These prisons are not harsh enough. These dudes are going in there and treating it like it's a rite of passage. Not even prison used to be something people were afraid to go to. Like that's what I'm saying. A lot of those third world countries, they have it right when it comes to prison. Prison is supposed to be a punishment. Fuck rehabilitation. No. Shame and punishment changes behavior. There was this one documentary on this one prison I saw. This dude, he had been there so long and they never took the shackle off. His skin fused to the shackle. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, hold on. There's some of these prisons where they get overran by the prisoners. So they're not as torturous as they seem. They're getting, like this guy was saying earlier, I don't know how much you watched of the live, but the guy was saying they were bringing prostitutes into the prison. They were, committing all kinds of crimes, sending out hits from the outside. So it needs to be tougher, but it needs to be, to me, it needs to be where you're forced to live with just nothing at that point. You don't get you only have two toilets for 3,000 people. It must suck to suck. And then you have to go back to your bed with no blanket, no anything. You have no internet. You have none of those things. Some of ththose people, like Coco was saying, it's a vacation for some of these people.
Yep.
Okay. So I understand it needs to be tougher, but we need to if it's going to be tougher, then we need to be tougher, because some of the worst prisons in America aren't scary because of the actual prison. They're scary because of the prisoners.
Right.
And I seen what OBS put in the chat. That's abuse. My thing is like this. Where exactly does the line for abuse get drawn? Does it get drawn at, okay, we put a shackle on this pedophile and we leave it on him because he's going to be in here for the rest of his life. We leave it on him. This little girl who he molested, or these little girls or little boys who he molested, they got to go the rest of their life with that. Is that where the line is drawn? We have to remain humane with those who keep committing the inhumane. Where does the line get drawn? I don't want some dude to be on death row for 30 years, and I got an uncle that's on death row. And I like we write through letters all the fucking time. I shouldn't have to be spending. They shouldn't be taking money out of my hard-earned check to keep you on death row for 30 years just to kill you. That's not fair. To me, that's not fair. That's what I'm saying. Where does the line get drawn? Okay, somebody does some insider trading or something. Yeah, they shouldn't be put with the general population. They shouldn't be put around the murders and pedophiles and all that shit. However, they should still pay for their crime. Maybe they don't deserve to be shackled for their entire crime. But like Lurker said, there are different kinds of prisons. They have they have level 4. They have level 4 security, level 3 security. The main one is just level 1 security, where they're basically all in a dorm. Nobody's locked up or anything. Oh, these are the good prisoners. No, they all need to be treated the same. Like the way prison is set up now, it's not a deterrent. You need to be afraid to go to prison. These niggas ain't afraid to go to prison. Niggas is up in there throwing gang signs. Have them niggas on damn near 24-hour lockdown every fucking day. Do not let them interact with each other, and they won't be able to pump drugs into the prison system, which half the time the guards are the ones that are getting them in through the prison system.
We talked
the
about
guards are the ones bringing themselves. The guards sell them $50 cell phones at $200 a pop. The guards.
Well, because the guards are overstaffed or understaffed, and not underpaid, understaffed, underpaid. So they're making more money by bringing in McDonald's or bringing in cell phones, bringing in drugs, because they're getting money off these prisoners. Absolutely.
Yeah. While at the same time, these prisoners are being clothed, sheltered, and fed with the money that they take out of our fucking checks every damn week. Every week. So it's like, to me, it's not fair. No, hey, go ahead. If El Salvador, if y'all want to create some sort of deal with El Salvador or whoever to get a lot of these prisons out of our prison system, because they're not doing any good to us. What good are they doing to us? What exactly is the prison system doing for the American people, other than these corporations who are owning these private prisons that are basically using them as slaves anyway? What the fuck? Like, and we're all supposed to be against the man, right? We're all supposed to be against big pharma, against big corporations, right? If you're with them, then you're obviously an evil person. Why keep letting them get over with this? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Where does the line get drawn? It's abuse. Okay. Is it abuse if you do it to someone who's on death row? Is it abuse if you do it to a pedophile and or rapist? Or somebody who robbed some old lady and broke her jaw while they did it? Would it be abuse to them? That's where the line gets blurry.
Nikki brings up a good thing, and we've had this conversation before, Salt, you and I, as far as if there's factual proof, undeniable proof, then it is what it is. But I agree with Nikki right here. Death penalty isn't appropriate. Well, I think it is appropriate when there is facts, but for one reason: there's too many mistakes and too much potential for error. And then we come to find out that they had a bunch of niggas on death row, and those men were completely innocent. So the death row system is broken. It is. However, I do agree with Salt that there is punishments that death is the only, that's it. There's no rehabilitating you. And it shouldn't be like the serial killers and the ones that have confessed and come out. And why are you housed for 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years? If we have factual DNA proof and your confession, get them out of here. Because there ain't no rehabilitating your weirdo self. And that goes for male or female. And Nikki, you're right. It depends on the prison system where you live. Most of us don't pay for prisons. They are private. Texas boomed on the private prison industry. Texas did. Okay.
I try to look at it from a simple standpoint. So a guy who wants money, but he doesn't want to work for it, goes out and steals from a convenience store or robs a bank. He goes out and takes from someone else. He gets caught. He goes to jail. Now I have to pay for him to be able to live there and have food and have clothes. That doesn't that doesn't sit well with me. It's like, you committed this crime, but basically I'm the one fucking paying for it. You in there with all your criminal ass homeboys. They say a lot of people go into jail and they come out worse. Yeah, that's because y'all ain't doing your fucking jobs. check these guards. As a matter of fact, keep all the guards under constant fucking investigation. Because one of my homeboys, he just got out 2 years ago. He's in a lawsuit because he went to I always forget what that prison's name is, but it's some prison in Nevada, somewhere close to Vegas, I think. And they handcuffed him and beat the living shit out of him. So I'm like, yeah, some of them guards are abusive. There needs to be more accountability, and there needs to be harsher punishments. The punishments need to be so harsh to where even the guards will think twice. Like, look, if they find out I did do this, because what happens? A lot of them don't get arrested for the abuse that they put some of these prisoners through. They just lose their job. That's it. Women going into these men's prisons, getting pregnant. Oh, you lost your job. That's it. Like, that's it. She came in here, was giving niggas all kind of pussy, and like, no, you're just gonna lose your job. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this shit to me, it's about being fair.
Nikki's saying you're not paying. That's the point. Nikki, if I build a private prison to house state prisoners, who's gonna pay me, babe?
Right.
The state.
Exactly. Is every last prison in the U.S. private? I don't think so. But okay.
No, but I'm saying if I went and built a prison, who's gonna pay me? Who's paying me to house these prisoners? I use my own money to construct a prison. Who's paying me? The government is. Who's paying the government?
At this point, I just kind of look at Nikki as a contrarian. Whatever it is you say, she just goes against it for whatever reason. But okay, yeah. Every last prison in the U.S. is private, so I'll go ahead and skip past that.
Godmomma pulled it up. Godmomma got it for us. Yes, American taxpayers fund private prisons through government contracts. Exactly.
Well, like I said, contrarian. To me, it's just about fairness. Like, I get where OBS is coming from, and I ain't going at you or nothing like that, bro. I get where he's coming from. Yeah, it's abuse to certain levels, but I'm saying that's why I'm saying there needs to be harsher levels for certain crimes. If you raped someone or you molested a series of children, like, you should never get out. And you should be chemically castrated. For real. If I had things my way, you would get castrated with a damn knife and no anesthesia. But okay, let's be humane about it. Chemical castration, and you never get out because your mind, it's easier. It's a lot easier to change the body than it is the mind. That shit ain't never gonna leave them. They're constantly gonna be fighting that demon. It's constantly gonna be on their mind. A lot of them just slip up and end up going back to jail anyway. So it's like, for certain crimes, there needs to be a much harsher punishment. Dudes over here raping women and getting 6 years in prison, and all they got to do is, oh, I'm in danger, please put me in PC, protective custody. You shouldn't have no damn protection. You go to jail for raping a woman or raping some kids. Whatever happens at that point. You have been inhumane to humanity. So you need to be locked up around other people who are more inhumane than you, that are going to treat you as inhumanely as you treated those children and those women or whoever it was you sexually assaulted.
I agree, Saul. And I also feel the same way for people who like to do kick doors, because that's traumatizing for people.
Kick doors?
Like coming in, kicking the door in.
Oh, yeah.
Armed robbery people.
Right.
That's traumatizing. Now, I mean, if you're a drug dealer and someone kicks your door in, okay, that's just you living the life.
Right.
But if you at home just minding your business, paying your taxes, minding your business, someone kicking the door because they want to come rob your house or whatever, they tie up your wife, rob your daughter. Those people need to be charged equally as well, because that's very traumatic.
Right.
Extremely traumatic. So, and like the elder people who get their doors kicked in, and, like you said, you break a grandma's jaw, bro, that's. There
needs to be some sort of, they need to amend as far as giving restitution to people. Cause it's like, if a man sexually assaults a child, or a woman sexually assaults a child, okay, yes, rest of your life in prison, and you're going to have to work, and your wages do not go to you. It goes to paying restitution for that child or that whoever was you assaulted, for therapy for them. That's how I think it should be, because it's like all these people going over here doing this insider trading, stealing money from people. Oh, you got to pay restitution. No, if you robbed a convenience store, however much you robbed them for, and you almost got away with it, you need to pay that shit back, even if they got it back, because you're taking more than just someone's money. You're taking, like, what's happening to these kids and these men and women, you're taking a piece of their soul with you. You're taking a piece of them that they're never these children, you're taking their innocence. That's something that once it's gone, you don't ever get that shit back. Nobody does.
Psychological damage is immeasurable, right? Yeah.
Pretty much.
So that's what we got going on today, y'all. And it's interesting to see other countries and how they're trying to shift their prisons into bettering their society, and how we use our prisons to not better our society, if anything, worsen our society.
Right.
Because I do think there's a lot of people who go to jail for, shoplifting. Like, I don't think you should go to jail for shoplifting. If it's not armed robbery and you're just, not, and I'm not talking about shoplifting like the big old rings where they, shoplift thousands and, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this big old ring.
Can I address something?
Just little petty crimes, you know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be jail. That should be something else. And I feel the same way with drug abusers, not drug dealers, but drug abusers. I don't know if prison's a place for them either. I know people who have, only a couple grams, if it's a controlled substance, because they are using it, they're not selling it.
Right.
16 years in prison, while this coach that just raped a child is getting 3 years in probation. Right. So there is definitely room for improvement on our prison system. I just think America itself needs an overhaul, because it is the prison. It's the conclusion of the system.
Look at this.
If you're of all the other shit going on.
If your belief can't be tested and passed, how valid is it? It wasn't number one, it wasn't a belief, it was a fact. And number two, you were the one who was wrong. What the fuck is she talking about? But yeah, it's a whole fucked up system. A lot of people aren't being held accountable. There needs to be a complete overhaul as far as the prison system goes. El Salvador has the right idea. Because it's look at okay, take the city of Chicago, for instance. Them gangs have that city basically held hostage.
Unlocked.
They implement things like the no snitching policy, and then how are you? It's, to me, that's like if you're a football player and you walk onto a basketball court, but we're gonna play by football rules. No, that's different. You can't hold a civilian to the same standards that as you would hold another gang member. Hey, I'm gonna go in here. I just robbed your homeboy last week. If you tell the police that I robbed your homeboy last week and both of y'all are civilians, I'm gonna kill you. You get held to our standard. That's fucking stupid. That's why I seen something recently that one of the was it the mayor of Chicago? It was one of them. He said, if you get caught with a switch, or if you murder somebody with an automatic weapon, automatic life sentence, no parole. I said, damn. Well, he seems to be going in the right direction, because it's like a lot of people end up like even the gangs in El Salvador. It was either Guadalajara, El Salvador. It was one of the Latin countries. This dude, he did an interview because he was part of one of the gangs. He said, this is what they'll do. The gangs will come, pick out a kid, or just grab all the kids and say, hey, you're going to be a part of our gang. If you don't be a part of our gang, we're going to kill you. And in order for you to be a part of our gang, your initiation is you have to kill one of your own family members. Dude said he killed his own uncle because otherwise they was going to kill him. And I'm like, see, that gang mentality shit, that we need you to kill a random person type shit. No. If all y'all rolling around and you got that same mentality, you all need to get locked up for life. Then it's gang. Because I've been told people, I even had this conversation with my father because he's a former gang member. I told him, look, as far as being a gangster goes, because I used to make a joke, there ain't no retirement plan for gangsters, but I was wrong about that. There is. It's called prison. And you can get there and you can go into early retirement. You go out there as a gang member and you kill somebody, guess what? You ain't never got to worry about shelter. You ain't never got to worry about food. You ain't never got to worry about clothes ever again. You have graduated. You as gangster as it gets. You just got to stay in here though. That's retirement plans for gangsters, for street niggas, for that street thug gangbanging bullshit. That's like a graduation. And that's why when a lot of people go in and get out, they're like, oh man, you made it. Black people, especially in the black community, they'll celebrate a nigga getting out of jail before they celebrate a nigga getting a degree.
Oh, observing,
thank you.
Hey, what's up? Now I agree with what Assault said. And then you kind of reminded me of when you talked about that. He wasn't in El Salvador, but it was some place in that area that was like really, really bad with like drugs and crime. So the dude, what's his name? Duarte or some shit like that, came through just killing every fucking body. And now that gang shit is like been over with. It's like back a long time ago.
Right.
But no, I was asking Lurker, like, how can they stop the drug users? Because I know when I was in jail, it was this dude, like the first couple days he was cool. I don't know what he was off of, but you could tell he was off some shit, like, and just kind of trying to, keep his cool. Then like the third or fourth day, they get him out of his cell. He shit on himself. He's shaking, sweating. And my thing is like, if they not finna keep him long, because he not causing no victims, so they gonna let him out and he gonna do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically. And
How do you stop drug users?
Yeah.
You unfortunately where we're at right now, you don't stop it because the addiction is physical.
Yeah.
So it's a
You
weaning
have to
process.
you have to lock up. You have to first get rid of the supply
Mm-hmm.
in order to control the demand. If there is no supply, the demand will dwindle down. A lot of states, my state included, has incorporated where if you are caught or getting charged with a drug charge that is because you're a user, not a dealer, they give you options to start seeking mental health help, getting you set up with counselors, substance abuse, but they give you the option. It's not like you have to do this. You can either do this or you can serve your time, one or the other.
They offer that in some Texas areas. They do say you are a habitual offender for this particular crime. We will offer you to go to. You'll have to do court mandated rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Who pays for it though?
We do.
Yeah, that's what fucks me up. Like, don't get me wrong, because like, okay, so California, we have a whole bunch of fires. They got plenty of these. I wouldn't call them a work prison, but they'll have like the prisoners help out with the fires. They'll train them to do certain things to put them out and everything. And programs like that, okay, I'm okay with. I'm to a certain extent, I'm okay with it. However, it's just, man, you need to find them funds to get that shit somewhere else. And to address what's in the chat, more often than not, I'm usually right and you're wrong, Nikki. LOL, double laughing emoji. That's why I'm like, that's it. And not to notice, it's like you seem to only. It's not that I get mad. It's just you seem to only do it with me. Like I've noticed plenty of black women come up here. No, I've noticed plenty of black women come up here and she'll become docile, so it gets weird. That's why I'm like, seems like you challenge me a lot, and then a lot of times you'll be wrong, so it just seems weird. That's why I'm like, it's just weird to me. But okay.
No, she challenges me too. So I was wrong earlier, and she corrected me about it wasn't a credible source. But she came back and said, "Hey, So she doesn't just challenge you, Salt.
Well, I'm usually right more than you too. My point is, I'm usually right about these things. Like the whole prison thing is like I was right about that. But let me challenge it. You're not paying for it. Yes, I am. Google literally.
Get him out of here. She says defensive. She has no problem being wrong. It's not about being right. It's about finding out the information.
Yeah, but if you're spreading false information, you're not paying for it. And then it turns out I am. What is that?
And she came back and said, look, my bad. She said, you were right. She said, well, she gave me the credit because I did break it down first.
If being defensive is pointing out a fact, then sure. Yeah, I guess I'm defensive.
Salt's animated. We all know that. Don't do that. Okay, family, it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. Listen, private prisons are the problem, the end. Okay.
And so are state prisons. All prisons in America are the fucking problem.
And I feel like a lot of people that get that, like when you bring up the shackle fused to the leg thing, like I know Mississippi had like some fucked up ass prisons and it was hot in there and shit like that. That was like, I think during COVID. And I feel like the ones that happen to will be ones that I don't think it should happen to. Like I know you mentioned like pedophiles and stuff. When I hear about them messed up conditions, it be people convicted of something totally different. They have to go through that.
Yes. Observing stuff. We did a story over here about a young man that was ate alive in his jail cell just because of neglect from the guards.
Damn.
No, and he wasn't even, like you said, a victimless crime. He was in there for a schizophrenic outburst. And he was only supposed to be there for a limited time, and nobody went to go check on him, and he ended up passing in his cell, not because he got abused, but because the conditions were deplorable. So I'm with you on that. But like I said at the beginning, towards the beginning of the show, or towards the end of the show, where I'm okay with separate prisons. Hard criminals go here, low level go here. I don't think we should all be housed in one. Even though you're quote unquote separated, it's still a very traumatic event.
Yeah, because
treating all prisoners the same, low level and high level.
yeah, because I've never been in prison, but like in jail, I know they had like the sex offenders on a whole different side than we were. Like we weren't with them, so like I don't know what they was doing over there. But if they was getting their ass beat, then it is what it is.
Those guards, after they're done working with them, would come back over to you, right?
Yeah.
I just had to go fucking reprimand a guy, and he tried to assault me, and I haven't calmed down yet. And now I'm coming over here dealing with the low level offender and treating them like shit because I had to go, exert all my adrenaline on this big one. So I think there needs to be a separation. I like that El Salvador has it that way. Again, America is so fucking caught up on corporate greed right now that they don't care about humans, period.
No.
They don't. Whether you're a low level, whether you're a high offender, you getting shipped off, baby. Y'all going together. Okay?
Shit, they don't give a fuck about the workers. They don't give a fuck about the prisoners. Shit, Amazon's a fucked up company to work for. Shit, they workers probably got it better than the prisoners.
Okay.
I mean, the prisoners probably got it better than the workers.
Yeah, some of them do. And when we did the Georgia State Prison Department of Corrections, there was like what, four staff on hand, and prisoners hadn't seen them for days.
Yeah, there was somebody. I keep an eye on it, and I mean it hasn't stopped. There was a story here recently. A man he had been dead in his cell for like 3 weeks, and he had a roommate, and the roommate didn't even say shit because the guards don't come check, and he was just sitting there in the cell dead. It's crazy.
And that happens a lot more than we know of because it's not publicized, especially if it's a private system.
True.
Especially when it's private. We don't hear about it. That doesn't make breaking news. Oh no, we're over here interviewing El Salvadorans. Take your ass over here to Georgia State Prison, white boy, and see if you can hop on a donkey and find a machete in the yard. Because even in some of those Georgia State prisons, there's machetes on the yard.
Oh yeah, there's machetes on the yard. All right.
I seen something recently. They said, like, as far as the Texas prisons go, like the guards will just let people fight until basically somebody's knocked out on the ground bloody. And I'm just like, they're not supposed to be fighting at all.
Because it's a security risk for the guards. They don't have enough guards to go in, so they have to wait till they fight it out because there's not enough staff.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up. Because usually fight a person that's defenseless. That's the one getting, fucked up the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let them find out you have money. Let them find out you have family sending you commissary. Let them find out you using phone time too much. You're a target.
Yep. And you ain't got no click or nothing like that. You just by yourself.
You're a target.
And even as far as the drugs go, the prisons, like many of them have came out and said it like on interviews. Yeah, the prisons make more money from drugs, or the gangs more money in prison than they do on the outside because because it's so hard to get stuff in there. They charge way more. Just like I said earlier with the whole cell phones, guards will go out, people go out and buy a prepaid $50 cell phone and then charge one inmate $200 for it. Imagine you do that once a day for 5 days. It's like you making $1,000 extra a week just doing that, and you done spend what? That's just it's disgusting.
It's sad, guys. It's sad. And the same way this stuff is going on with animals while we speak, it's happening with prisoners while we speak.
And someone brought up
now on the brink of death right now as we speak. Okay.
And someone brought up last week while we were watching Doge expose all of these different places, the DOD. When are we getting to the DOD? When are we getting to the DOJ? When are we getting to these branches of government that we've known are corrupt?
You know they on the list. Oh, I can't wait for that shit.
Because it's gotta stop. I mean, there has been just me keeping an eye on the Georgia state prison system has shown me in the last year how their prison system is so corrupt because they lose wardens back to back because the wardens end up being the kingpin basically. The drugs coming in and out of the prisons, the prostitutes coming in and out the prisons, the contraband in and out the prison.
When I seen
That's corruption
prisoners
at a high level.
selling rape on OnlyFans, I said, "Oh no, this
Yes.
this gotta go."
What?
Yeah, they selling rape on OnlyFans in Georgia State Correctional. They sure
What do
are.
you mean they're selling? Wait. Explain that.
They are raping prisoners and selling it on OnlyFans.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know. Hey. Oh shit.
Who the fuck want to see a
Damn.
nigga get raped? Never mind. I don't even want to know the answer to that question. But that's crazy.
Yes, it is sick, and that is just Georgia. Okay, that is just Georgia.
Well, they're like the gay capital of the U.S. Like
Right.
it don't really surprise me that's going on in that prison. I'm just saying that is going on at all. That's crazy. And then you selling it on OnlyFans. Imagine you're one of those fucking people that shit happened to, and you find out that there's a whole tape of you out there. That's that to me. Okay, if I had things my way, oh no, every last one of y'all who participated in this shit, y'all going to death row. You sold like you sold a tape of sexual assault. That's just one level below a snuff tape or a snuff film. That's one level below it.
Shit, that person probably gonna kill themselves when they found out it's out there.
And there's advocate groups out there that are fighting. We've shared them with y'all before. There's groups on Facebook. There are concerned citizens out there that are getting information sent to them. And they even have to be careful how they say they get the information because that could jeopardize the person who shared it. It's bad, you guys. And these advocate groups get swept under the rug. They don't get any funding, government funding. They don't get any of that. There's people out there that are fighting because their loved ones have been locked up. We listened to that Georgia State Correction was hardcore. We had parents calling saying, "Hey, my son's in there getting shanked up. Can you guys go check?" In the prison, answering the phone. "How do you know this? Who is this calling? What do you want?" Ma'am, I'm telling you there's a murder on the property. Why are you asking me 700 questions? Just go to cell block D. And the holding people hostage holding prisoners ransom is a huge thing in Georgia State as well.
That I heard about. Yeah, that shit's pretty cold.
And even if it's the gay capital of the world, rape is rape.
Right. Exactly.
Rape is rape. And then turning around and selling it and OnlyFans and all these goofy bitches on the outside, sending in, cell phones, taking out videos and downloading it. And, there was a guy in Georgia State Prison who did a fraud case for like millions of dollars while in prison. Like these prisoners are running the fucking system, bro. They really are. That's the issue.
They admit it openly that it's not the guards who run the prison, it's the gangs. Like they openly admit that shit. And I'm just like, the boldness of that lets you know what state these prisons are really in.
And
so
that's
maybe we need to go
say,
to X and tag Elon and Doge a bunch of times and hey, when are y'all getting to the Department of Justice and the prison systems? When is this coming? Because
because y'all didn't want Trump in prison. Why y'all didn't want? Because y'all knew it was a scary, dangerous place. Y'all knew he would have for sure been let off. But let's switch over to this, and then we got to close out, y'all. It's 12:30 my time. But let me play this real quick, and I am all aboard this prison system for these hardcore prisoners. I am.
Last week, El Salvador's president told Secretary of State Marco Rubio his country would incarcerate deportees from the United States. Well, this morning, we are getting a rare look at the country's prison system. CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciano traveled to El Salvador and got extraordinary access to a prison housing some of the country's most dangerous criminals.
Is it possible to get a tattoo like this if you're not a gang member?
No, you gotta kill.
You gotta kill to get those tattoos. How do you feel right now?
Gotta recognize that what happened to us is like that Titanic, that we were big and strong gang, but we got hit with the iceberg.
Are you gonna be here the rest of your life?
Yeah, the rest of my life. We murdered a lot of people, and this is the consequence of what we did one day.
How do you stay sane? How do you keep your head above water?
Like, try to act strong in the day and cry in the nighttime.
You cry at night.
Yeah, because we know that we're not gonna get out of here. It's a maximum security prison.
What was the gang that you were part of?
MS-13.
And then with some ruthless people.
Bye. He talking about we killed a lot of people. Well, bye, nigga. And in this prison, you don't get, they share the bunks. There's like 13. Does she end up talking about it? I'm not sure. They end up sharing the bunks. So you got like 8 niggas on one bunk. No blankets, no pillows. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. They
Just
are
body
let out. They don't get to be let outside. They get let out of their cell. They don't go outside. They don't get to see the sun like that. They get to go outside their cell for 30 minutes to stretch.
Yeah.
MS-13 is an issue in our own damn country.
Yeah.
MS-13's become an issue in our own country. So yeah, send them back to El Salvador. Send
And
them back.
I think they the ones that they like rape advocates. Like they don't get shamed upon in their gang for doing that.
No, that's
No, like
bragging
Salt was
right.
saying, like you got to kill to be in here. You heard him. You can't get this tattoo unless you kill, homie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they keep their ass in there.
Send their ass over there. Okay, I'm with Coco. Get them out.
And you get no luxuries, no commissary. You don't get to work for time off. You don't get none of that. You are in here to be uncomfortable, and you see them checking mouths every single day. They do that every day. Get up, open your mouth, drop your jaws every single day. That's the type. Now, see, I can go with Salt on that. When we've got some hardcore criminals, we should have some hardcore guards. And I did hear through a little bird a couple months ago that the National Guard might be stepping into some of these detention centers for these immigrants. I'm not mad at it.
And I've even heard they're talking about putting them into where the gangs are running the prisons too. Bringing in the National Guard trained, Army trained, I'll take your ass down with a finger type train.
You know what I heard recently?
Some order.
Texas will do that, Godmomma. Texas will bring, if there's a riot, they'll call the Texas National Guard in. They sure will. They don't play
quickly. You know what I heard recently that brought a smile to my face? Supposedly the cartel said the American army isn't as bad. Basically, we ain't as badass as we think we are. And I'm just like, you really haven't watched any documentaries on Navy SEAL training. You haven't heard the stories like there's dudes who have worked in the CIA who have said like if you took 10 of the baddest soldiers that the US has, they could take down any major city. Just 10 of them. They could put all of Los Angeles, all of New York into disarray. Take out the power line, take out the power structure, shut off the water. They would fuck everybody up. And I'm just like, dude, have you guys ever seen that show Narcos?
You're right, exactly.
That got killed, that DA agent. And then and ever since then, the cartel hasn't really killed any agents because they fucked them up so bad after they killed that one agent. It's like, nah, he deemed y'all terrorists. These soldiers don't give a damn. You may have been a killer, but there's a difference between a killer and a trained killer. This motherfucker is going to kill you, and you're never going to see it. You're never going to know who did. Like nobody's going to know who did it. You're just going to drop dead. And so I'm like, okay, well, hey. Play with the U.S. government if you want.
But you can talk tough over there, but he ain't gonna try nothing.
I just watched a documentary of the guy who dropped the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima, and he's like, I don't regret it to this day.
Damn.
Americans don't give a Listen,
Yeah,
they are
that's
trained
cold.
to kill, and it is cold. He's like, nope, don't regret it. He was like, that was the adrenaline rush of my life. I'm like, you are a sick motherfucker.
Okay,
But
yeah,
he
he might need to
said,
go to prison too.
well, no, he said because they had to attack after the harbor,
Well, yeah,
right?
I know. I'm saying, but just to have that
So
much
it was
enjoyment, like,
retaliation. Some people underestimate that these American soldiers, they're taught to be emotionless. There's no emotion behind it. They're
It's
here
more
for
than
a
that.
job to kill, to subdue the threat. Subdue the threat. That's it. And they take their emotion out of it. And this man lived to be like 70, 80 years old, and still in his deathbed, he's like, nope, don't regret it. I would do it again.
They've done interviews with plenty of soldiers who were in Afghanistan. They it's like, take the gangs for instance. They'll say, okay, you have to kill somebody in order to be initiated. We got to see if you got heart. That's a certain level of psychology that they're trying to tap into, a certain level of desensitization that they want to put you through. But these military men and women, no, they attack on a much deeper level. I heard this one dude, he gave an interview. He said during his first day as trying to join the Army Rangers, I think they gave him a bunny to play with. And the first day he didn't really give a fuck about the bunny. The second day, the bunny was resting on the nook of his arm and all that. He was feeding it, teaching it tricks, and he grew closer to him. By the end of the week, it was like the 6th or 7th day, they had him strangle the bunny to death and then eat it. That's a different level of desensitization. Those men and women are trained not to view you as human. So it's like, okay, you cartel motherfuckers think y'all inhumane? Wait till they pop up.
Dogs. I didn't hear about the bunnies. I heard about the dogs where they'll give them puppies, let them get close to them, and then they have to take out their own dog
with their own hands. They don't give them a weapon. They say, no, you have to strangle this little puppy to death. Like they dehumanize those men.
Yeah, they
okay, the bunny makes
these are soldiers, bro.
like, okay, the bunny part is fucked up because if they give me a bunny and say later this week you have to eat it, so make sure you keep it fed, I could do that. I wouldn't want to, but I could do that. But like a dog could work for you.
Mm-hmm. No, and they don't tell you that you're going.
Yeah,
that's what
they
you're going to do. They give it to you and they say, take care of it at all cost. That's what they say.
Yeah,
protect
follow orders.
This pet with your life. And so you think this is going to be your partner through fucking boot camp. No, fucking 6 months later, you have to take out your dog. After you bonded with this motherfucker. Now that's psychological, some twisted shit, but they have to prepare them for you.
It's desensitization. It's desensitization on a very deep level. They want us
to put transgenders in there. Get the fuck. You more worried about your pee-pee than you are the damn enemy. Get the fuck out of here.
Take this for instance. Because okay, ODS, we both played Call of Duty at one point or another. Imagine you have to protect an asset, and that asset is a person. You have to protect them for 6 straight months. But then the government finds out something, and they're like, okay, we know you two have grown close. We know you've been protecting them for 6 months, but turns out they did this, so we need you to kill them. They got to have them mentally prepared to be able to do that. It's like, okay, well, refer back to what you did to the bunny. That we just made it a little bit easier for you. But it's like they're making it's a strange thing to even explain it. Like making someone better at not viewing others as at the very least being less human than themselves, which that's universal on all human beings. Like it's kind of a universal thing. Everybody views everybody else as being a little bit less human than themselves. So that shit's crazy though. But I'm like, you really want to fuck with men and women, but they don't understand that. All they know is they've been living that gang life. They done killed a whole bunch of people. It's like, okay, when they come with training, when these killers come who have been trained to kill, it's gonna be a whole different story. Like I really can't wait for it. That shit gonna be biblical.
And like even like with my grandfather, he was in the army. You train so many times. Like when they got shot at, they didn't think, they just acted and they shot back and killed what they needed to. So it's like all that training, muscle memory gonna kick in whether you scared or not. You do the same thing a million times, you gonna act it out when you got to.
Repetition.
Exactly. Repetition, muscle memory, all that.
And that's what some of these gangs try to mimic. However, they don't have the intelligence nor the patience to do so.
Not
a lot
at all.
of gangs act, on the tonight we doing this, and y'all ain't planned for it for 6 months. Y'all ain't planned for it for a year. There's a difference. They have what is that called when you impulse? Gangs are impulsive. Military is not. Strategic versus impulsive.
Disciplined and disciplined.
And depending on most places, like
that's
you
the
in
word I
the
was
city,
saying, discipline.
like where I live in the city or whatever, or close to it, I can't just like practice outside my house with AK-47 or whatever. I gotta go to like they don't really have resources like that, and a lot of them can't legally have no shit like that anyway. So
Right.
or a gun at all.
It's only there's like just rare cases where it's like, okay, the Army or the Navy or whoever might be in trouble. It's like Lurker and Godmomma. Remember I gave y'all that scenario as to if somebody decided to invade the U.S., the moment they hit the South, they're going to run into trouble because we have something, the United States of America has something specific on us that everybody else is worried about. And that one thing is rednecks. Every last one of them motherfuckers taught since the age of 2 how to shoot a fucking rifle. And don't do it, and don't do it when it's nighttime because it's sundown. They don't give a fuck on no Japanese. They don't give a fuck on since they give a fuck on no niggas. Be there when it's nighttime. They gonna bust out the moonshine and then they gonna have a party in your ass. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Not the rednecks.
Especially the Midwestern states shit. St. Louis is different from Missouri. Missouri is a lot of rednecks. St. Louis is like a few black places like in Missouri. But yeah, it's a lot of that shit in Missouri too. Midwest in general.
It like
I'll be
okay,
trying to tell
it, like
Saul
in,
that the rednecks is not just specific to the South, baby. You got rednecks all over. Okay.
well, no. I mean, the rednecks are specific to the U.S. That's what I mean. I know they're not specific to
Oh
South, but
yeah,
they're
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
specific.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody else has fucking rednecks. Like, okay, check this out. In South Central Los Angeles, there are certain stoplights that people know not to stop at because the gangs are like that. They don't call it, oh, don't go down the sundown street. Don't go around the sundown corner. No, this is a sundown town. The entire town knows if you black or you a person of color, don't walk around that motherfucker at night. Them rednecks got that shit on a fucking lockdown, and they still exist today. That's what I'm saying. Rednecks are specific to the U.S. Invade the U.S., but don't start with the South because your ass gonna run into some trouble. These motherfuckers invented doomsday prepping,
and
they've been waiting. They hope a motherfucker.
Rednecks,
you say what?
Rednecks are quick. Even though they talk slow and they move slow, when it comes to like, they're very quick at like spreading the word to their neighbor. They're really quick at having their booby traps. Oh, I wish they'd come down to this pond. I got this shit up over here on the 45 on the south end. They know their
Your
area.
ass fucked around, fell in a manhole. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what they call it, like Southern hospitality. Like if you fuck with their neighbor, they gonna fuck with you. Like they don't want you fucking with their neighbors.
And it'll be 3 miles down too. Call
Right.
Jim Bob right now. We got something over here, 3 miles over here on the west side. Boop, boop, boop. And every house in between is looking out. So shout out to the rednecks. I salute to y'all. We know y'all patriotic.
And they are specific to the US.
They are patriotic. Okay.
And they are specific to us. Like only we have rednecks, and ain't nobody fucking with no rednecks. I don't give a damn how racist they are. Hey, let China or Japan decide to invade the U.S. It doesn't matter with you whether you start with them or they're the last ones that you try to take out. You are going to run into the most trouble when it comes to them fucking rednecks. These motherfuckers so many of them have been preparing since day one. You're talking about people who have entire basements filled with all kinds of automatic rifles and shit like that. Who've been taught to shoot since they were 4 fucking years old. Who in their spare time, that's all they do is shoot guns and get fucked up.
Yes.
They can't wait to use it. They thought they was gonna die before they could be able to use it.
They hope somebody step on their property uninvited.
Period. Okay, got perimeter defense. You hear me? Got a couple of cane corsos outside. Okay,
Yep.
you got to get through the perimeter first. These people have been waiting. It's just crazy because they've even moved past the basements. They have now bought storage containers, dug a hole, and put them in the ground. Stop playing with these people.
All they've been doing is stocking,
check it out, though.
farming, and wishing nigga would.
Stalking. Right. And fuck around and find out.
In every single zombie doomsday film that you ever watched, what do they always run into? A red alive with his gun, plenty of bullets. In every fucking zombie movie that's making like the last 20 fucking years, there's always at least one redneck who's alive. There's a reason for that. That ain't just some joke. No, there's a reason for that. Every fucking last 20 years, every zombie movie.
The feds have had to go against some of these rednecks.
They got Billy Bob,
we know you selling these straw hat guns now. We're just here to You ain't coming in here, motherfucker.
Right? They're the main
And
ones
they
that you
about
could
that
count on.
life.
If things go to shit, they're the main ones you could count on that will form a militia. They're the main ones, and they'll do it quickly. Like many of them are prepared for that shit right now, and I'm just like, dude, we ain't really at war with nobody. You don't need to do this. You know what I'm saying?
They truly are the Wish a Nigga Would tribe. They truly
Mm-hmm.
are. I know Chicago wants to take that. I know parts of South Central want to take that. I know parts of the South want to take that. That's going to them rednecks, baby. Okay, they
Yeah.
truly wish a nigga would. Okay,
And those words
Truly
verbatim.
wish. Quote. Okay. Quoted. And it ain't, and when they say it, they ain't really specific to skin color, okay? Because if the police come try it, they gonna do the same thing.
You be a police nigga.
Oh,
You be a
okay.
Mexican
Did I ever
nigga.
tell y'all? There was a story on the news. This family, the police came to collect their grandpa. They had a standoff with them for 2 years, an entire family. They was all rednecks. They had a standoff with the police for 2 years. And dude, at the end of it, dude didn't even end up going to jail. I was like, see, they don't give a fuck. They know their rights, and they say, hey, you step on this property, you ain't coming to get him here. For 2 fucking years? How much food did they have already prepped up in there? How many bullets? Like, are y'all? And they was sleeping in turns. They said, you ain't getting grandpappy. They said, fuck that.
Period.
and they're not afraid to do meth or anything to stay up and defend.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Oh
They're
my
not. They got
God.
moonshine, meth, marijuana. They got it, baby. They don't want those Xanax and those downers. They want them uppers. They up. Okay.
They up. They is up.
Trump ain't dumb. That's why Trump was at NASCAR this weekend. He was like, shit, let me come back over here and rub elbows with y'all.
You know how like spiteful you
You
gotta
know,
be to sit in your house for 2 years and don't give a fuck and just be so
right.
stubborn with that standoff.
No, that's some generational stubbornness for real. They taught that shit to their family for a couple generations to do something like, because OBS 2 years, bro. Imagine you defending somebody from coming into your house for 2 fucking years. How much food did you already have prepared for some shit like that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make it a week. They asked 2 years. Like,
Right?
goddamn.
Yeah. I'm like, look, Grandpa, it's only 3 years, bro. Just let them
Right.
take you.
They're coming. Damn it, they're coming.
Listen, I inherited my black side were doomsday preppers and my white side was doomsday preppers. So I inherited it naturally. I don't know right now and today I could not last 2 years, but I could last me a good little minute because I've
Yeah, me
stocked
too.
up.
Me too.
I could
Yeah, I
last a
don't
little
know.
minute.
I could create 2 years with what I have stocked up.
Oh yeah, I could make some shit shake now. And even if that's kicking in, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet.
Listen, I'm all about
She
bland
said I can
beef,
make some shit shake.
period.
Mhm.
And
If I stay in the house 2 years straight, I'm gonna have imaginary friends. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I couldn't do it. I
Not
could not.
Hey
imaginary
man,
friend.
you put me in there with my PlayStation, I'm good. Give me some food and a PlayStation, I'm good.
Yeah,
Like
I'm be
I'm
expert
very
at Call of
oh
Duty.
yeah, you got your PlayStation. Now take your PlayStation away. You good?
Yeah, take it
Yeah,
away.
I
they
got plenty
gonna
of
cut
books and
off
comic books to read and
communication.
shit.
Hey,
Yeah, I got
you
books. I
gotta
got
get your.
books like a motherfucker, so I'll be all right. I don't mind rereading some shit.
That
Yeah, I
is
do
a
got
good
the
thing to
books.
do. I do love having that in my family. You could go to my garage right now and find like all kinds of CB radios, all kind of satellite shit.
Mm.
We got walkie talkies that'll last 20 miles. I am grateful for that. I do have some bullshit that I probably won't know how to use, but I got it. I'll figure it out real quick. Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay,
Okay.
well, the whole point of this was the cartel going up against someone because they did a little something for a couple years, going up against someone who's been trained to do a specific thing is crazy. Them cops would show up to the people's house and they had a standoff with them for 2 years. They was ready for that. The military, they're that family. They're ready. Except it ain't gonna be no standoff. No, it's just gonna be nothing but they're just gonna keep moving forward. Their only movement is gonna be forward. They ain't gonna push back the U.S. military.
They're at
And when
drone.
you say like I just imagine you're a cartel member, right? That's the equivalent because I heard niggas get high and say some stupid ass shit. So it's just a Mexican nigga over there saying stupid ass shit. He don't know what he talking about.
Oh,
No, they
yeah.
used drones on us. They fired at us at the Texas border stuff. This was recent. That
Have
was
y'all
this year.
seen? But have y'all
They gonna
seen
go
the
well
U.S.
for him.
military's drones and how fast they fucking move? It's ridiculous. They'll be packing like maybe like 5 bullets and put a bullet right in your head, and that shit will zoom away at like 200 miles an hour. That shit is scary.
I hate to say it, but you think Gaza's bad? Go ahead and play if you want to, baby.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play if you want to.
Man, all them drone videos on Reddit dropping grenades on motherfuckers who done already surrendered. I'm like, yo, this is some cold business. This is nasty work.
Yeah, ain't we the richest military?
We are. We're the
Yeah.
most in debt, and we are the richest military. That's
Yeah,
insane.
make that shit make sense.
That's insane. Well, we'll see. Salt kicked himself off. We'll see, y'all. More to come. More to come. But let this be our cue for prisoners. For let's not forget, we have students out there building tiny homes. So there is hope. They say children are the future. Well, let's encourage our future and keep it pushing, because we're not trying to send our babies to El Salvador prisons. We're not.
Right.
Okay. We're
No.
not. Observing stuff, he want to go see what they talking about.
Let me get like a month or two over there, you know what I'm saying? I come
Right.
back fishing and shit. No, I'm just playing. I don't never want to go there.
You want to go the good one or the bad one?
Oh, if I had no choice, the good one. Definitely.
Then keep your crime light. Oh, speaking of people getting locked up, Americans, that lady that went to Afghanistan, the one with the eyebrows, she got locked up in Dubai. She is facing 5 years for threatening to put a cigarette out on a nigga's face.
They dumbasses. So where's she from in America?
She's from over here, but she went over there. She met a nigga, an Afghanistan man online. He was only 19. She showed up. The family said no. So then she was homeless and being a celebrity in Afghanistan, took her ass to Dubai and is now in jail.
That bitch stupid.
Stupid. So I mean, Americans, we are entitled. However, entitle yourself to some damn self-security and self-sufficiency while you can. Okay? Entitle yourself to a degree, a job, something while you can, a trade while you can. Me and Godmomma have said this time and time again, you can go to your community college and get free classes. Queen Sister 504, she turned us on to, there is a Howard University starting off on TikTok where you can get free classes. Where there's a will, there's a way. Don't wait till it's too late and be like, oh, well, I want someone to save me. You're an American. Get up and save yourself. If the rednecks can do it, so the fuck can you.
And also, if you under the age of 26 or you a veteran, it's a program called Empower that is free, and I'm an alumni of them.
It's called Empower. Is it EMP?
Capital N Power.
Capital N Power. Let me look.
Yeah, it's all over America. I'm not sure if it's in every single state. It probably is because it's over online for the most part. Where I went, it was a college too, but.
Okay, look, I see it. Cybersecurity, our mission, tech fundamentals. Let me drop this. Thank you, Observing Stuff, for turning me on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm definitely dropping. It's called Empower, right? Capital N.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a
Empower.
nonprofit. Here is, oh, this looks real good. Okay, let me drop this in the chat. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to share that out with I got a lot of parents that have teeny bopper children.
Yeah, it helped me out. That was very helpful. I can't say my experience be the same for everybody else's, but I think mine was great.
Okay. And that's just the cybersecurity. If you actually go to the home, the link I shared is just for cybersecurity. But if you go to the home, it shows, and it even has a place to donate. So if you don't have children that could benefit from this, maybe you got some coins that'll benefit from this. So I'll look into that. Empower. Yay. We love that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Observing Stuff, period.
No problem. Actually, it's funny because I kind of forgot about it a little bit until Miss Witt made a post, and I was like, oh, I did that.
Okay, shout out to Miss Witt. Okay, cool. I thought I was subbed to her. I think I'm subbed on this channel. Okay, yay, we love that. And I'm going to run that back. I'm going to drop that in the description of this live video when we end it. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
To my people. Reach one, teach one, y'all. All right, Observing. Thank you for coming up. We about to close out. What do you have to say about all this?
Don't go to jail. Yeah, just stay out of jail. And yeah, shout out to Empower. They're very helpful. And thank y'all. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, peace, peace. Observing
Thanks
stuff.
for coming, Nick. It
Hmm.
was fun.
He
It
was
was
up
a
here
nice
Saturday
little.
too, all night with us. We had fun.
That was a nice. This was a nice little transit for the Monday. I'm glad we didn't lose anyone along the way. And I'm glad you all stayed for majority of these 2.5 hours with us on this train ride.
Yeah.
It has
Thank
been informative. It
y'all.
really has.
It has. This was a good one. We got baby egg farms.
Mm-hmm.
We got prisons reforming, and we got children, students, 18 students building tiny homes. That's a good look right there. You got to
Mm-hmm.
start from somewhere, right? You got to start
Yeah.
from somewhere. So that's what's up. Thank y'all. You know, we're on our road to monetization. I'm going to bring it up every time we go live. Shout out to Rico for sharing us on Twitter today. I really appreciate that. I don't even share our own shows on Twitter. So maybe I should start doing something like that. But yeah, thank y'all. This was good. Another Monday Rising Transit. We'll be back when we be back, y'all. We will be back. I don't know if we'll be back tomorrow, but we will be back this week. Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being
Shout
here.
out to the replay gang.
Replay gang. We see y'all. All right, y'all be easy.
Toodles.
Peace.